Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic stream. Thank you guys for joining me here for this Monday Night Football matchup. We've got the Seattle Seahawks against the Washington football team, two teams that came in this year with high expectations. You know, they both made the playoffs last year, but both are underachieving right now. So we'll see if one of these teams can right the ship. But right now, you've got the Washington football team out of the shotgun. Heineke takes the snap. Pass incomplete. He was intended for Logan Thomas. Again, Logan Thomas, he's returned to the Washington football team. It's been a minute since he's been with this team here, so they're glad to have him back there with that first pass incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 coming up from the Washington 22-yard line. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 10 coming up. Let's see, you've got one back in the backfield, a couple receivers here. Receiver goes in motion. They're going to hand it to the back, but this is McKissick out the backfield, and he picks up 6 yards on the carry. So now we've got 3rd down coming up for the Washington football team. All right, so here we go. This time, 3rd and 5 here. Again, the Washington football team. This is their opening drive here in the first quarter. Out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back next to the quarterback. Heineke takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it across the middle. That's going to be incomplete. So Washington's going to have to punt the football here. That's incomplete. All right, so here we go, 4th and 5. Washington football team's about to punt the football here, again on their first drive. They went 3 and out. Now they've punt the football. Let's see what the Seahawks are going to do. Fair catch is assembled. But it's picked up by another player here, and he takes it all the way to about the 25-yard line there. So the Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. We're going to see Russell Wilson and company come out for the first time today, and we will be looking to see how Russ holds up in this game here. Can he improve upon some not-so-great performances over the last couple of times that we've seen him since his return? He'll be looking to try to establish some chemistry out there with the wide receivers in this one. All right, so here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks here at their own 26-yard line. All right, so this time Russ is going to line up under center. They've got 1 back in the backfield. Tyler Lockett goes in motion. They're going to snap it. They fake it to the back, throw it to Lockett, and Lockett picks up a yard on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up. All right, but here we go. 2nd and 9. Let's see. At the Seahawks 25-yard line. This time, Russ is 1 back in the backfield. 2 receivers, couple tight ends here. Lockett goes in motion again. They hand it to the back, and the back is brought down. He's going to actually lose a yard here. So now we've got 3rd down coming up here for the Seattle Seahawks. So far, this Washington football defense getting after it on this one. We'll see what the Seahawks can do here on 3rd down. And so Michael has joined the stream. What's going on with you, Michael? How's it going? How is it going? Appreciate you for coming through. Let me know who you got winning this one and your final score projection for this one. Here the Seahawks go 3rd and 9 from their own 25-yard line here in the first quarter. Again, this is their first drive of the game. They take the snap. Wilson throws it. Overthrows the tight end there, just throws it away, incomplete. 4th down coming up. So now Seattle goes 3 and out, and they're going to have to punt the football. Yeah, so that's an incompletion there. Again, the Seahawks, they go 0-3 on their first drive there, and they're going to punt the football. Punt's on the way. Let's see if we're going to return here by the Washington football team. And we will get a return. No, we will not get a return. He bobbled the punt there, but he was able to catch it at the Washington 28-yard line. So now the Washington football team will come out for their second drive, and they'll go 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And let's see, Michael says Washington football team 27-24. Okay. I hope that's the case, and we get a good one like that. For my fantasy football team's sake, I just need Antonio Gibson to have a decent game today. That would help out a lot, but I appreciate that. And so, Hunter Metz, what's going on with you? How's it going? Appreciate you for coming through here on the stream. Let me know who you got winning this one, but thank you so much for coming through, buddy, and how you doing? And again, right now we are here at the commercial, but when we come back from the commercial, it's going to be Washington football with the football here, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line, and we're going to look to see what they can do here in their second time out. First time, Tyler Heineke, he was 0 for 2 out there, so no completions. They had McKissick run the ball one time for 6 yards, and they pretty much went 3 and out just as the Seattle Seahawks. So we're going to look to see if Washington get the first down of the game and try to get some things moving offensively. There's a couple of things to pay attention to in this particular matchup right here. I'll start with the Seahawks. Obviously, Russell Wilson has not looked like the Russell Wilson that we've come to know and love as of late since he's gotten that injury. So we're going to look to see if it continues to bother him in this game, or can he adjust to it and get the hang of it. Meanwhile, for the Washington football team, they've had some pretty impressive wins over the last couple games. Not going to lie about that. It's just going to be a matter of can they come in here and keep doing what got them the victory. Continue to run the football there. I want to see Antonio Gibson get involved in this one. I want to see McKissick as well. Those two guys, utilize them as best as possible. Make life easy for Tyler Heineke in this one. All right, so let's see. Hunter's got Washington winning 24-14. Okay, I like it. I like the score here. So we've got 2 so far for the Washington football team. If Washington were to somehow win this game, they'll find themselves with a 5-6 record. And right now in the NFC, 5-6 is not horrible whatsoever, especially you look at some of the victories that they've gotten. And then if you can win this one against the Seahawks here, that'd be good news right there for the Washington football team. It's not exactly where you want it to be to begin the season, but hey, you're still out there competing. The Eagles just lost to the Giants and stuff like that. So hey, Washington football team, go out there and get a win. You're going to look around and realize you're still right smack dab in the middle of things. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, the return of Logan Thomas here, that's going to help out there. So we'll see how things play out from here. All right, so here we go. Heineke lines up in the shotgun here. Receiver goes in motion. Takes the snaps. Going to fake it to Gibson. He's looking. He's going to throw it to Logan Thomas, and Logan Thomas picks up 4 yards on the play there. Make that 5. Now we're looking at 2nd and 5 coming up there. Did not take Logan Thomas too long to get involved in this offense, and they certainly missed him having another target that you can rely on, someone who's pretty much went out there and had some good, like seasons last year, and then this year he was going to get off to a good start here. So having him back, that is big for the offense. All right, but here we go. 2nd and 5. Heineke up under center. Receiver goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. They're going to fake it to. This time they throw it to Antonio Gibson. He picks up 4 yards there, and he's about a yard shy of the first down. And let's see, Hunter says the division might still be in reaching distance for Washington football. Exactly. That's exactly what I've been thinking there, especially when the Eagles lost that game to the Giants there. And so if Washington can pick now to get hot as a team, kind of like you look around the league, you see the 49ers. That's a team I think of when I think of a team that's getting it together week by week, playing better. I mean, hey, at this point of the season, if you start playing your best football, that's only going to benefit you, as this is a year that anybody can make noise out of any conference, whether we're talking AFC or NFC. If you can get into the playoffs, anything can happen. And that includes going for division title as well. Anything's possible. All right, so the Seahawks called a timeout here. Again, the Washington football team, they're facing the 3rd and 1 right now. So we're going to have to go to the commercial here for the timeout. But when we get back here, we'll look and see if the Washington football team can convert here for the first down. Again, they're at their own 36-yard line here in the first quarter. Score is still 0-0. No team has scored here. But the Washington football team looking to get things started here and see if they can get the first points of the game in this one. All right, so let's see who's going to get this one here on 3rd and 1. They just need 1 yard. They line up in the shotgun here. 2 receivers towards the top of the screen. They snap it quick. And so Antonio Gibson, look at that. Look at Gibson rolling off of guys. I really thought that he's going to get brought down for a 2-yard gain, but he spun, kept his balance, spinned again, kept his balance there, picked up 7 yards and took them to the Washington 43-yard line. And so one of the reasons they've been playing better, it has been the play of Antonio Gibson. You know, he's starting to look more and more like the Antonio Gibson that we're used to seeing. And the more they can get him involved in the offense, the better. All right, but here we go. 1st and 10. Receiver goes in motion. They're going to hand it to the back there. Let's see. He's looking. And Gibson picks up 3 yards on the carry there. Okay, so 2nd and 7 coming up here from the Washington 46-yard line. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 7 coming up here in the first quarter. 9 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Again, nobody has scored yet. Washington has the football. They've got 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. This time it's McKissick. Tight end Logan Thomas goes in motion. They take the snap from up under center. He's looking. He throws it, and it's wide open across the middle there. That's going to be a gain of about 15 yards there, and that was Bates who caught that one. So another first down for the Washington football team. And this time we're in the Seahawks territory here, 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 39-yard line. So this is what happens when you get the running game going there, then that play action fake. I mean, he was wide open across that middle. And so, Bram, what's good with you? Thank you so much for coming through, buddy. Hope you had a great Monday and a great start to your week, man. But appreciate you for coming through. Let's see. Meanwhile, they're going to hand the ball to Gibson. Gibson jumps over a guy. Let's see. He picks up 8 yards on the carry on the left side. So I see Antonio Gibson. He's warming things up here. That's a great sign for him and a great sign for my fantasy football team. I'll add as well. But let's see. Bram says he's got Washington winning 29-23. Okay. Now, you know what? I like that. And this game right here, I'm really looking at Russell Wilson as well because I need to see Russell Wilson start to step it up now. And so they throw it to McKissick at the backfield. He picks up 2 yards here. Is it enough for the first down? Let's see where they spot the football. The referee says that's a first down. So first down there for the Washington football team, 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 29-yard line. Again on this drive so far, 7 plays, 44 yards, about 4 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock so far in this one here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here for the Washington football team, still with the football, trying to get the first points of the game. Oh, yeah. So far, everybody's got Washington winning this one. I like it. But I do want to see Russell Wilson start to get it going. I mean, like, not just for the Seahawks' sake, but also for my fantasy football sake. But, yeah, I would love to see Russ get it going here as well. So let's see. They're going to throw the ball there, and that's McLaurin. He picks up 8 yards on the reception. It's going to be 2nd and 2 here from the Seattle 21-yard line. So 2nd and 2, very manageable. That's the situation you want to create for yourself if you're Washington. And you would have to think that Washington's going to have a lot of opportunities to run the football against the Seattle Seahawks defense. Their defense does not exactly light it up against the run. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities on the ground for Washington in this one. But here they go in the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion. They hand it to Antonio Gibson, and he picks up the first down there. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. So now we've got 1st and 10 from the Seahawks 17-yard line. Again, 9 plays, 56 yards in almost 6 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock so far in this one. Again, this is the second drive of the game here for the Washington football team here, and they're looking to get the first points of the game. Lined up in the shotgun here, you've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Heineke takes a snap. He throws it, and it's complete. That's going to be Humphreys with the reception. He picks up 6 yards to the Seattle 11-yard line. So now we've got 2nd and 4 coming up here at the Seattle 11-yard line. Let's see. Hunter says that Gibson is lighting up the defense. Absolutely. He really is out there, and I absolutely love it because I've been waiting for this moment for him to go ahead and go out there and take off. And hey, he's been playing good, especially the last couple games there. So happy to see him finally becoming more involved in the offense and having more success. In a game like this, I expect for him to eat out there. They're going to hand it to him. He goes up the middle there, picks up the first down. He picked up 5 yards on the carry. So now we got 1st and goal at the Seattle 6-yard line. So what better way to get things going here than to try to punch it into the end zone? We'll see what they try here. But 6 yards away from the end zone. Again, 11 plays, 67 yards, almost 7 minutes in terms of time of possession. Those are the kind of drives that you want to have. It tires out the defense over time, gives your defense, more of a break in time to just go ahead and rest on the sideline, and it shortens the game. And, hey, you go ahead and cap off with a touchdown, it'll be perfect. But here they go, multiple tight ends, receiver goes in motion. They hand it to the back, Gibson. Gibson goes inside the middle there. He picks up a yard there before being stopped there. So we're going to have 2nd and goal coming up from the Seattle 5-yard line. Again, we're here in the first quarter, 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and we'll see if Washington can find a way to get it into the end zone. But 2nd and goal here. Again, they need just 5 yards to get into the end zone. Let's see what they try. They've got 1 back in the backfield here. Multiple tight ends here. 2 receivers. 1 receiver goes in motion. They're going to hand it to Gibson again. Gibson is looking, and he ends up getting nothing there because the receiver was unable to make that block there. If he makes that block on Brooks, then he gives Gibson an opportunity perhaps to go in the end zone there. But, man, that's big right there. Big time stop there for Seattle. So that makes it 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. But, yeah, I'm telling you, if number 1 makes that block there, he'll be able to get to the edge there and probably get into the end zone. All right, so now Gibson's on the sideline. They've got McKissick in. He's going to go to the far side of the screen there. They've got 5 wide now at the shotgun. Heineke takes a snap. He's looking. He moves. Still looking. He's going to throw it to McKissick. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be basically a no-yard gain there. So 4th and goal coming up. So Washington's going to have to settle for a field goal attempt here. Should be an easy one. So if you're Washington, you're happy that you were able to move the ball here. Again, it was about 14. It'll be 15 plays after the field goal attempt here, 68 yards, almost 9 minutes and 30 seconds to turn time of possession. However, you were not able to get into the end zone there, and you got to finish drives into the end zone when you get this close. But the field goal attempt is good. So Washington gets the first points of the game. They're up 3-0 in this one, and we'll get to see Russell Wilson and company go out there for the second time in this game when we come back. And we're already with less than three minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, Washington leads this one 3-0 in this one. Cleveland, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for coming through. You said go Washington football team. You've got them winning 30-17. So, okay, we're all here support Washington tonight so far. Love it. Absolutely love it there. Again, on that drive there, Antonio Gibson was a big part of that drive. 7 carries, 28 yards for the Washington football team there. Heineke also 7 of 9 for 40 yards so far in this game as well. So those 2 guys definitely was a big part of that drive. But ultimately, when they got close to the goal line, that Seattle Seahawks defense clamped down and was able to get the stop. Hunter says, I'm surprised the Seahawks defense made a goal line stop. And so, you know what? I mean, absolutely, because you would think a matchup like this, the way they were able to move the football there, you would think that perhaps they would have been able to score there. But Hey, Seattle came through with a stop on that time, but we'll see what happens next time Washington gets in that situation. If they can punch it into the end zone, they're going to have to be able to punch it to the end zone now. You never want to get 3 points and let your opponent just hang around and stuff like that. But, hey, we're going to see what Russell Wilson can do here on this second drive. Washington got to go on the second drive. We'll see if the Seahawks can get it going here on their second drive when we come back from the commercial. But, yeah, this is a great opportunity here for the Washington football team if they can just win this one and quietly just be up there. But we'll have to see what happens with the Seahawks here. And so, Jonathan, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say Dangerous Wilson. And so, hey, I want to see what Russell Wilson's got. I mean, I've got him on my fantasy team, and I've also got DK Metcalf on my other fantasy team because I've got 3 teams there. So one of them I got Russell Wilson. The other one I got DK Metcalf. So I'm watching to see because I'm waiting to see the moment where Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson again. I know lately he has not looked like it, and so I'm skeptical at this point. Going to continue to watch and see what happens, and when does he reach the point where he looks like the old Russell Wilson that we know before the injury. But absolutely, he's always dangerous. Just a matter of him getting going again. Hunter says, it's just me now. And so, hey, there you go. All right, so let's see. Washington's getting ready to kick things off here to the Seahawks. Again, we're in the first quarter, 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go. Washington leads this one 3-0, and they just kicked the ball off to the Seahawks. Let's see if we'll get a return. There'll be no return here, so the Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. All right, so here we go. Russell Wilson and company. Let's see what they do here. Now that Russ gets an opportunity to go out there and try to get some points on the board once again here. I know it's been a minute since he's been out there on the field already. It's just their second drive of the game, but here he goes in the shotgun. They're going to hand it to the back. This is Collins with the carry. He picks up 2 yards on the carry there, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the Seahawks 27-yard line. And so Hunter says, "Are you?" I am definitely subbed to Tom. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I am most definitely subbed to Tom. He is amazing, absolutely amazing. I check out his streams from time to time when I have some time to check him out. Absolutely. Here we go, 2nd and 8. Wilson up under center. They hand it to the back there, Collins. And so Collins, he picks up 7 yards on the carry there, so that's going to make it 3rd and 1. From the Seahawks on 34-yard line. So Collins picked up 7 yards on that play. He's currently being the lead back so far in the backfield here for the Seahawks, and they can certainly use to get him going to help crank this offense up. And so you say, let's go. Absolutely. I mean, Tom, he is the man. No doubt about it. He's the man. And so absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go, 3rd and 1. One back in the backfield here. Receiver goes in motion, play fake. He's looking. He throws it up there. Oh, he has a guy in Tyler Lockett. Look at that. And Lockett, he has a big play there. And wow, what a gain of 55 yards to take it all the way to the Washington 11-yard line before being shoved out of bounds there. Big time play for the Seattle Seahawks there. This is what we've been waiting to see from Russell Wilson in terms of just him going out there and returning back to form. You know, if he's out there hitting Tyler Lockett again, that's a good sign. And Lockett, man, was he open on that play. I mean, talk about a miscommunication by the defense there. Cornerback was trailing him, and then I guess it had to be some kind of zone, but the other guy did not pick him up. Play fake. Seahawks throw it in the end zone there. Oh, man. Wow. Incomplete. Yeah, Lockett never stood a chance on that one. Never stood a chance on that one. 2nd and 10 coming up here. And let's see, Michael says, hustle Wilson. And so there you go. But it's a good sign to see him make that pass there. Let's see what he can do to follow up on that one. Here we go. 2nd and 10 out of the shotgun. 4 wide receivers on the play. 1 running back takes a snap. Gonna hand it to Collins. And Collins, he has some space. Picks up a good 5 yards on the carry. So now we got 3rd and 4 coming up. Again, they need 6 yards to get into the end zone, but 4 yards to get the first down. Let's see if Washington can return the favor and get a stop on about 3rd and 4 here near the goal line, or if the Seahawks will get into the end zone here. Let's see what happens. But here we go, 3rd and 5. Again, 35 seconds left to go in the first. Out of the shotgun. Wilson sees something. He's making adjustments here. He's got three receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it to the tight end. It's caught for a touchdown. So it's a touchdown, Seattle. So how about that? Russell Wilson gets the touchdown pass to Everett there, the tight end. And so that's a 6-yard touchdown reception. And the Seahawks take the lead in this one. 6-3, pending the extra point. It'll become 7-3 Seahawks. That was a tight window. He had to throw it in front of the linebacker there and defensive back, but Russell Wilson did it. And so that drive took 6 plays, 75 yards, just 2 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock, and the Seahawks finished in the end zone. And ultimately, that's the difference right here so far in this one. Both teams got into the goal line, but the Seahawks punching into the end zone where the Washington football team had to settle for a field goal. But we're going to get to see what's going to happen with the Washington football team offensively when they come back out there in the field. When we get back from the commercial, Seahawks will be kicking it off to Washington, and we'll see if this time they can finish in the end zone. But I know that felt good for Wilson to get into the end zone finally. It's first time really in terms of just driving it down there this early in the game for the Seahawks here, and we'll see if that's the return of their offense. Again, the score is Seahawks 7, Washington 3. Russell Wilson on that. Let's see, so far in this game, he's 3 of 5, 63 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. So he's averaging about 12.6 yards of completion right now, has not been sacked. And then you look at the Washington football team, Taylor Heineke, he's 7 of 9. He's got 40 yards through the air, averaging about 4.4 yards of completion. Neither quarterback has been sacked so far in this one. On the ground, Alex Collins, he's got 4 carries, 13 yards in this one. Meanwhile, for Washington, Antonio Gibson, he's got 7 carries, 28 yards, along with J.D. McKissick. He's got 1 carry for 6 yards as well in this one. Again, we've just got 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, and when we come back from commercial, it's going to be the Seahawks kicking the ball off to the Washington football team for their 3rd drive of the game. Last time Washington had the football, they took it all the way to the goal line, but then Seattle made a goal line stand, and they had to settle for a field goal. And that's why they're trailing 7-3, but we'll see what they do this time out. Again, right now we're currently at the commercial here, but the Seahawks lead this one 7-3. All right, so we're getting ready to come back from commercial here. It'll be the Seahawks kicking the football off here, and let's see if the Washington football team will return this kick. All right, kickoff's on the way. Let's see if Washington will return. Let's see, he gets it. Okay, so there will be a return. Let's see, he's at the 15, 20, 25. Look at that. All the way to about the 32-yard line before they tripped him up. But, hey, he had some serious speed on that one. That was Carter there with the return for about 31 yards on the return there. But, man, I'm telling you, he looked like if he could have made that last guy miss, we probably would still be talking about him running into the end zone right now, the kind of burst he had on that return. But meanwhile, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Washington 31-yard line. So let's see what this offense can do. Last time, Antonio Gibson was a big role in helping this offense in terms of on the ground, provided that balance to help open up that play fake. But here we go to the shotgun. Tight end goes in motion. One tight end, 3 receivers, 1 back. They're going to hand it to Gibson. Gibson, he gets the carry there, picks up 4 yards on the carry. So now we got 2nd and 6 from the Washington 35-yard line. But it's going to be the end of the first quarter here. So at the end of the first quarter, the Seahawks, they scored a touchdown in the last drive there. The Seahawks lead this one 7-3. But the Washington football team, they have the football right now. Last time they made it all the way to the goal line. This time, they're going to be looking to try to make it into the end zone. Again, Seahawks lead this one 7-3 over the Washington football team. And it's the end of the first quarter. And again, right now we're currently still at the commercial here because it's just the end of the first quarter. But when we get back, Washington, who trails this one 7-3, they'll have the football. Here's going to be 2nd and 6 coming up for them after that 4-yard carry by Antonio Gibson, and they're at their own 35-yard line so far in this one. So looking to kickstart this drive here and see if they can get some more points on the scoreboard for the Washington football team. I will say this, though. Washington has been spreading the football around when they do pass it because, I mean, they've got 7 completions as a team, and they've got like 6 different people who have receptions. The only person who's got more than one reception right now is JD McKissick. He's got 2 receptions in this one. Everyone else, you've got Logan Thomas. He's got a reception. Terry McLaurin, he's got a reception. Antonio Gibson, John Bates, Adam Humphrey. So they're spreading the football around very nicely so far in this one, and we'll see if they continue to do the same in this one. All right, so here we go. Returning back to start the second quarter this time here, and let's see if Washington can kick this drive on the way and get things going here offensively. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 6. They've got one back in the backfield here. They've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Tight end goes in motion. They take the snap. Fake it to the back. He's looking. He feels the pressure, and he just throws it up there. Somehow he did an amazing job of while he got hit. It wasn't a pretty pass, but somehow the football still got to Antonio Gibson on that pass play, and he was able to get a yard out of that completion there. No idea how he got the football to him. I know they just picked up a yard there, but he got hit when he threw the football there, and somehow he was still able to get it there despite his arm being hit. It was an ugly pass, but Gibson was still able to get the football there and at least get a yard out of the play, and more importantly, prevent any type of turnover. But here we go to the shotgun. Seahawks in 4. Heineke, he throws it. Intended for Logan Thomas, it looks like, and they're going to throw a penalty. They're going to throw a penalty. That's the first one tonight being thrown out there. And wow, defensive pass interference is going to hurt. And that's exactly what the call is. Defensive pass interference against the Seahawks. So that's going to give them a first down to work with because of the defensive pass interference against the Seattle Seahawks here in the second quarter, early second quarter, 14 minutes and 17 seconds here in the second quarter. Washington out of the shotgun. They take the snap, fake it to Gibson. Heineke's looking. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. He was aiming for Terry McLaurin. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up for Washington. Again, they're at their own 48-yard line. And so 80 says, JB, he says, sorry I'm late, JB. Was on the phone with your boy Spencer Rattler. He's entertaining the portal. And so I did see that your boy Spencer Rattler was entertaining the transfer portal there. And so good luck to him there. Good luck to him. But, yeah, that's not my boy there. But appreciate you for coming through, 80s. Appreciate you for coming through. Let me know who you like in this one. Meanwhile, play fake to Gibson. They throw it to Gibson. And so Gibson, he ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage there. Maybe picks up a yard on the play. But Antonio Gibson, obviously a vocal part of the offense so far in this one. And so 80 says, so yeah, I saw that earlier today. I mean, that's good for him, though. Good for him. He certainly needs to enter that transfer portal. So good news for him. All right, so let's see. 80's got Seattle winning 24-9 in this one. Ooh, but here we go. 3rd and 9. Heineke's going to go deep. He got hit, and it's, incomplete. Oh, if he could have just made just a little bit better adjustment on the football there, they may have had a big completion there. Oh, man, that's tough there. That is tough. But it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be incomplete. And so, yeah, Heineke knows they dropped an opportunity on that one. So they got to punt the football. But, yeah, 80s has Seattle winning this one. Okay. Punt's on the way. Fair catch symboled. And so it's going to be Seahawks football, 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. We'll look to see if the Seahawks can continue to move the football as they did last time. Russell Wilson, he found once again Tyler Lockett. And when those two guys start connecting, that means Russell Wilson, he's back. But can you get guys like DK Metcalf involved? That's a very important question that I want to know for the Seahawks moving forward. He's going to be able to find a way to get both of these guys going for the rest of the way. The Seahawks are going to stand a chance here. Again, they entered today at 3-7. So they certainly want to try to win here. Russell Wilson, he's not used to ending up with a losing record with the Seahawks, but they certainly need to win this game. As to the Washington football team, they're 4-6. A win will make them 5-6 in this one. Again, statistically speaking, though, in this one, Russell Wilson, he's 3 of 5, 63 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions so far in this one. Taylor Heineke, he's 9 of 13, 42 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Neither quarterback sacked so far in this one, but on the ground for the Seahawks, 4 carries, 13 yards from Alex Collins. And then for Washington, Antonio Gibson, he's got 8 carries, 32 yards. He's also got 3 receptions for 6 yards as well. So getting Antonio Gibson involved in this game is certainly the decision the Washington football team has made. You've also saw Logan Thomas. He's returned from his injury. He's got 1 reception already for 5 yards. He's been targeted twice in this one. And so we'll see how things play out for them. 80 says, I just hope DK don't get any touchdowns. And so, you know what, 80s? If he doesn't get any touchdowns, it matters not, because I did not start him in my fantasy football league this week because I just can't do it. Just can't do it. Even if Russell was looking like the old Wilson, he just doesn't target DK Metcalf enough. So I did not start him. So it's not going to hurt me either way. It's not going to hurt me either way. I started Antonio Gibson, and he's already given me enough points this week to give me the W for my fantasy football team this week. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I am happy. Better luck next week, 80s. Better luck next week. All right, but here we go. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Seahawks. Let's see what Russell Wilson can do. There it is, 80s. There it is. All right, so here we go for the Seahawks. 1st and 10. from their own 14-yard line. Metcalf goes in motion. They've got 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Wilson takes it. He throws. It's caught by the tight end there. He picks up 13 yards and the first down, 1st and 10 from the Seattle 27-yard line. And so, old man Mob, what's good with you? What's good with you? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming through, buddy. How's it going for you? Hope your week is off to a great start. Here we go to the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Receiver goes in motion. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it to the back, and the back gets back to the line of scrimmage but gains no yards on the play. So now we got 2nd and 10 coming up from Seattle's own 27-yard line. And let's see, 80 says, I hope DK gets 4 touchdowns. Whether he gets 4 touchdowns or not, it is not going to impact my fantasy football team either way. Either way. So that part I'm happy about. But Wilson in the shotgun here. He's got 3 receivers towards the bottom of the screen, 1 tight end towards the top, 1 running back. He makes an adjustment. 10 seconds on the play clock. We're in the 2nd quarter. Seahawks lead this one 7-3. Russ takes a snap. It was a low one. He's moving. He throws on the move, and it is caught by the wide receiver there, but he picks up 9 yards. They're still going to be 1 yard shy of the first down. So 3rd and 1 coming up here in the 2nd quarter, but 12 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Yeah, if he just cuts it inside, he easily gets that first down there, but that's something you got to be aware of. But now you got 3rd and 1 back in the backfield here. You've got Metcalf towards the bottom of the screen. Tight end's already gone in motion here. 2 receivers at the top. Now Tyler Lockett goes in motion. They toss it out to Collins, and Collins, he makes the first guy miss. He's barely able to get it back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be a yard shy of the first. So now the Seahawks, they're going to have to punt the football here, you would think, from their own 36-yard line. But let's see if they choose to roll the dice here. When you're 3-7, you start to consider every single possibility. So let's see if they choose to go for it or not. That was actually Dallas on the carry there. He got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. So now 4th and 1 from the Seahawks' own 36-yard line. They do the smart thing here, and they bring out the punter. 11 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Seahawks lead this one 7-3, but they're about to punt the football here, and let's see what happens. Punt's on the way. All right, so this is a good punt here. This is going to pin them deep. All right, so that's going to pin them at about the 6-yard line, it looks like. So, yeah, the Washington football team will take over 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line here, trying to go ahead and get some more points. In this one, they scored 3 points in the 1st quarter. They're going to try to get some points here in the 2nd quarter and see if they can take the lead. 80 says, go for it on 4th. So there you go. 80s would have gone for it. He says he would have rolled the dice in that situation and gone for it. But now it's going to be Washington's football team football. Once we get back here from commercial, again, they trail 7-3 right here in the 2nd quarter. About 10 minutes and 43 seconds left to work with in the 2nd quarter. So far, the game plan has been pretty simple. Get Antonio Gibson the football however you got to do it. He's got 8 carries, 32 yards for the Washington football team. He also has 3 receptions for 6 yards so far in this one. So he's heavily the vocal point, and that's a smart thing to do because Seattle has struggled, this season when it comes to run stopping. So therefore, we will see how things go. 80 says, JB, do you want Geno in? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It matters not who they put in there for me because I did not start Russell Wilson this week. Or did I start? I kept Russell on the bench, and I kept DK Metcalf on the bench. And the fantasy league that I got Russell in, I just realized I'm not making the playoffs in that particular league right there. So whatever Russell does from here on out, that's on him. That's on him. If DK gets it going, that'll be great for me in the playoffs in my other league. But otherwise, yeah, it matters not. But again, we're still at commercial here. Washington football team will take over 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. And also, this is a good time to remind everybody to make sure that you are pressing the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get to about 15 thumbs up before we reach halftime here. So really appreciate that. And also, if you're somebody that's checking it out for the first time or you're just not subscribed, do consider subscribing to the channel. And so Hunter says, sorry, I had to go eat, but I'm back now. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming back. No problems. Certainly understand that for sure. But here we go. Washington with the football. We're just coming back from commercial here. 1st and 10 from their own. Let's see. From their own, looks like their own 6-yard line. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Heineke up under center, takes a snap. They're going to hand it to Gibson. Gibson goes up the middle there, picks up 4 yards on the carry. That's going to bring up about 2nd down here, about 2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, we're here in the second quarter, 10 minutes and 25 seconds here left to go in the second quarter for the Washington football team right now with the football. Let's see if they can get this first down and get this drive going. Takes a snap, 2nd and 7. They hand it to Gibson, and Gibson picks up about another 4 yards on a carry there. And so now it's going to be about 3rd and 3 coming up. So an important 3rd and 3 coming up here with 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Again, Seahawks lead this one 7-3. And so there you go. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3 coming up. Important 3rd down here. If you're Washington, you do not want to punt the football right here and end up giving them good field position. Out of the shotgun. There was some movement there. So let's see. We had somebody jump off sides there in the neutral zone right there. So, yeah, penalty against the Seahawks. And they're going to gift the Washington football team with a 1st down there. So give them 5 yards and the 1st down. That was Carlos Dunlop, who they gave that penalty on for neutral zone infraction. 80 says, JB, do you think Pete Carroll's job is in jeopardy? I think the organization is going to have to make a decision at the end of the season. Do they stick with the Russell Wilson thing, which I think, I don't know how they feel about that, or do they stay? I don't feel like you want to bring them both. You want to choose between either of the two of them. Pete Carroll, no doubt he's a great head coach, but I don't know if he's definitely on the hot seat, but I don't know if he'll lose his job, particularly this year. Meanwhile, they play fake and they throw it to McLaurin. He picks up 12 yards and the 1st down, takes it all the way to Washington's 33-yard line. But I will say this, though. If they can finish strong this season, I think his job will be safe, though. But if they continue to struggle and they end up with like 5 wins or less or something like that, that's when things start getting kind of iffy right now about just going on to something new. Where they go? 1st down there for Washington. Let's see what they do with it from their own 33-yard line. One back in the backfield. Logan Thomas goes in motion. You've got 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen. 1 receiver goes in motion. They hand it to him on the end around. That is Carter. He looks and he picks up 4 yards there on the end around off the left end. 2nd down coming up. Let's see. 80 says maybe Pete goes back to college like Bill Walsh did. I tell you what, though, USC would be so mad if Pete Carroll did end up getting fired, and then they're like, man, we hired somebody too quickly rather than go ahead and get Pete Carroll back. I'm sure that they would have loved to have him come back to USC. All right, here we go. 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, throws it. It's caught by the receiver out the backfield. Is that Curtis Samuel? Wow, you almost forget that Curtis Samuel is on the roster right there, but he picks up 9 yards on the reception. Curtis Samuel. You hear the crowd. They're clapping for him. This is what I expected to see all season when they ended up signing him in the offseason to join the Washington football team. But I guess they say it's better late than never to the party. And as the Hunter says, I think the Seahawks should repair the defense at any means as well as the O-line. Absolutely agree with you there. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Meanwhile, Heineke fakes it to Gibson. He feels the pressure. He's moving. The pressure's all. Oh, somehow he avoids that one and turns it into a positive play for a 3-yard pickup. I just kept thinking any moment he was going to hit the ground. How that last guy didn't get him, I don't know. He almost went through the person, it looked like, honestly. But how did he get out of that? No idea. There was just so many guys around him. He had to avoid so much, but then he ducked up on the defensive end there and was able to pick up the first down slide, pick up 3 yards there. So, wow, look at Taylor Heineke on that one. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Washington football team at their own 49-yard line. So almost at midfield here, second quarter, 6 minutes and 32 seconds to work with. Seahawks are leading 7-3, but Washington moving the football. They hand it to Gibson. Gibson, he ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe 1 yard on the carry, takes it to midfield here. So we're going to have 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Washington football team here in the second quarter, 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. But there is a player down for the Washington football team, an offensive lineman. So the medical staff is looking at him right now. He looks like he's in some pain. Certainly hoping that he'll be all right, but he's in some pain right now. Let's see what's going on there. Meanwhile, they take us to the commercial. But you know what? I mean, talking about, some of these openings here, this is the time of the year now where we start to realize, okay, which coordinators out there are being heavily viewed, whether it's at the collegiate level, whether it's at the NFL level, because teams are going to start looking in terms of the future. Those teams that feel like their season may not result in anything, they may be looking already to who's potentially going to be coming in as a replacement. So who are some hot coordinators that you guys have your eyes on in terms of that'll make potential good coaches coming up next year? And see, Hunter says, if you saw Tom's last stream, you'll know why this is my profile pick. I definitely got to check it out. So appreciate the heads up there. And certainly I plan on checking it out for sure. Definitely. Appreciate that. Most definitely. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Who are some coordinators or either maybe some head coaches that might be going elsewhere that you think will be a good fit elsewhere once teams are starting to look to hire new head coaches? Because you already know they're going to be looking elsewhere. And so let's see. 80 says, Josh McDaniels. 80s, we're not going through this every single offseason. Josh McDaniels is not going anywhere. Now, I think teams are realizing right now that you can hire a personnel from the Patriots, but it's just not going to result in a replication of the Patriots system. You need the actual Bill Belichick himself in that system and then some in order to make that work. But that's funny right there. That is funny. Absolutely. But again, right now, we're still at the commercial right now. And Washington, they're at midfield, but they're facing an important 3rd and 6 here. So far in this drive, 7 plays, 41 yards in this one. Hunter says, Urban Myers. Hey, that's funny. I mean, I've seen Urban, he's coached at University of Florida. He's coached at Ohio State. I went to the University of Florida for college. I'm an Ohio State Buckeyes fan. And so I know when this man starts to lose like this or things start to get hot, he will start to look elsewhere. He's that guy that fills out his application and looks elsewhere. Meanwhile, Heineke takes a snap and he throws it to Humphrey, picks up 8 yards and gets it. Gets the first down there for the Washington football team. It needed 6 yards. He got him 8 yards on that completion there for Humphreys. So now we got a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line of the Seahawks. And so let's see. 80 says, what about Bill Belichick's Frankenstein son? Not going to happen. Bill would never speak to him again for the rest of his life if he left. So therefore, he's glued. He sort of has to stay. But meanwhile, out of the shotgun, they're going to hand the ball into Antonio Gibson. He picks up a yard in the carry. So now we got 2nd and 9 coming up here. Again, we're still in the second quarter. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter before the half. Washington is trailing 7-3. But they're moving the football here in Seahawks territory, and let's see if they can get enough to get some points on this drive. And so, but there you go. There you go. Hunter says, JG, let's see. 2nd and 9. Heineke's in the shotgun here. You've got no backs with him. Takes a snap. Seahawks only send 3. He's going to take a deep shot there. Ball's in the air. And it is picked off. It is picked off. That ball hung in the air after it was tipped, and it was picked off by Jamal Adams. And he literally had no option but to catch that football because it fell right into his hand on the play. And when you check the replay, the pass itself, the ideal of the pass was not all that bad there. I mean, I see where he was going with it, but I mean, it just wasn't there. Logan Thomas was not able to make a play on the football there. It bounced off his shoulder, and hey, that hit right there knocked the football up. Jamal Adams happened to be right place, right time. It looks like he was able to pick that one off cleanly, and so it's going to be Seahawks football. And so let's see, 80 says, what about Nathaniel Hackett? And so 80 says INT, and so Hunter says pick. And so there you go. When you play like that, I mean, when you play great defense, you'll be in position to make a play on the football when these 50-50 balls go up in the air like that. Let's see. Old man says, nice play on defense. And so that it was. I mean, Jamal Adams being in the right place, right time, great job to be alert, get the interception there. And now the Seahawks going to get the football back here, looking to try to extend upon their lead. So far in this one, Russell Wilson, 5 of 7, 85 yards through the air. So he's averaging a little over 12 yards of completion. And this one, he's got 1 touchdown, no interceptions there. Tyler Lockett has 57 of those 85 passing yards for him, in which he has 2 receptions himself. Let's see. As for Washington, Taylor Heinicke is 12 of 17, 71 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And for Washington on the ground as a team, 15 carries, 54 yards. Antonio Gibson has 41 of those 54 yards on the ground. And let's see, 80 says, I heard that Nathaniel Hackett from Green Bay may have a head coach job. And so, I mean, hey, you look at what Green Bay's been doing recently, and you look at what they're doing this season. I mean, it makes some sense to have some consideration. It really would make some sense to have some consideration there because Green Bay's been pretty good. I mean, we know what they did in the regular season last year, and then you look at where they're standing at this year. I mean, the only thing they got to do is just make a deep, take it to the Super Bowl. If you're Green Bay, it's Super Bowl or nothing. And so that is the expectations there. And you look around the NFC, I mean, other than perhaps obviously Tampa Bay, because we know what Tampa can do. I mean, who's a team that you like better right now than Green Bay in the NFC? I mean, Green Bay, I know a couple weeks ago we would have thrown a couple teams out there, but Green Bay, they're consistently standing. Aaron Rodgers says he can do it on 9 toes. He says he doesn't need a 10th toe out there. He's still out there balling. And so I'm absolutely happy to have him on one of my fantasy football teams. Sad that he's got his bye week coming up, but I'm happy to have him. All right, but here you go. Play fake. Russell Wilson's looking. He's going to go deep. And it's completed. Okay. It is complete. Of course, Tyler Lockett. So I think it's safe to say that Russell Wilson is officially back because he's hitting his boy Tyler Lockett. Of course, DK Metcalf just is left at the altar so many times. But yeah, get used to that combination again. Russell Wilson to Tyler Lockett. It is back. So here we go out of the shotgun. You've got 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Fakes it to the back. Russell Wilson avoids the rush there. He throws it to the back in the back. Still on his feet. It's a fumble. It's a fumble. Who has it? I think Washington has the football. Washington has the football. There's a penalty on the play there, but it should be Washington football. So how about that? You just get a big play, and then you follow it up. Collins was looking to make a big play, but someone was able to come from behind, rip the ball out, and now Washington creates a turnover of their own. So, wow, let's see that replay. Great job by Collins to rip it from Collins on the play. How about that? It's something about having a guy that has the same name as you that's kind of like your kryptonite. We saw it when it was Josh Allen versus Josh Allen. It's a Collins versus Collins thing out there. And, hey, it was a fumble. And wow, what a big-time play for Washington defense. Way to make a play because the Seahawks were just heating up. They were just heating up. I mean, I feel like we were watching a microwave. We were starting to see the popcorn bag start to get bigger and bigger, but they unplugged the plug there, and now it's going to be Washington football. What a play. 3 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the second quarter. Washington with all 3 timeouts. Seattle only has 2. Heineke takes a snap. Look at that. He avoids the rush somehow. I mean, I don't know what Heineke put on his jersey today, but he is slipping away from defenders out there. That should be a first down. That should be a first down. Let's see. Old man says, I have to eat crow on Josh McDaniels. I really thought he was going to suck again, but he has been calling great plays on offense the last 6 games. And so, hey, I mean, you know how it is with a rookie quarterback. Sometimes you just got to – I feel like as an offensive coordinator, someone like Josh McDaniels, it's all about how comfortable are you with your quarterback. When you're comfortable with your quarterback, obviously, we saw what he did with Brady for all those years. But you have to have a certain level of comfort to where if you call a play, you know if your quarterback doesn't see what you're seeing, he'll throw the ball away, or at least he understands the concept of the play you're calling. You have to feel comfortable with your quarterback before you turn it loose. So I commend Josh McDaniels and the work he's been doing with the offense. Meanwhile, Heineke, he throws it to Gibson. There's some blockers he can work with. He gets there. Is it a first down? He might be a yard shy of the first, but great play call right there. They take it all the way to midfield now. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Washington football team here. Again, the score is 7-3. Seahawks have the lead, but Washington, they're moving the football, and they're trying to find a way to get some more points on the board here. They take the snap. They hand it to Gibson. Gibson's met by a defensive lineman there who slams him to the ground, gains nothing there. So here you go. No gain on the play. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 1 coming up. They just need 1 yard here. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran the football again. And they do run it again up the middle. This time, Gibson, he's right at the line. Let's see where they mark it. Do they give him enough for the first down? It all depends on where they mark the football, and they gave him a favorable marking that time. So it's going to be a first down for the Washington football team. All right, but here we go. 1st and 10. Washington in the shotgun. McKissick goes in motion. They've got both backs in the game this time, and 2 receivers and 1 tight end. But we're at the 2-minute warning here. So they took it all the way down to the 2-minute warning here. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 49-yard line here when we come back from the 2-minute warning. Again, Washington, they have all 3 timeouts here, so they can still mix in some running plays here and there because they can control the clock with 3 timeouts here and try to limit the Seahawks' opportunity to get some points before the half. Let's see, Hunter says, see, when they have a somewhat decent defense, it pays off, but putting the ball in Russ' hands more. And so there you go. There you go. Hunter says Matt LaFleur is probably keeping his job in Green Bay. And so, most definitely. I feel definitely that's going to be the case there. Definitely going to be the case there. 80 says, oh, man, Mob, I totally agree. And so, absolutely. 80 says, Hunter Mess, what is your team? And so let's see, 100. And so 80 says a fumble. So, yep, that was a fumble that time. And what a fumble it was as it changed the momentum. Seattle, that momentum, it was just starting to heat up there, but that fumble was a big-time momentum change that took place there. Again, the score right now is Seahawks 7, Washington 3. We've got 2 minutes left to go before the half. And let's see, Hunter says, 80s, my team is the Cardinals because I have to root for the home team. And so, okay, so you're a Cardinals fan. Okay, nice. Okay. I wonder when Kyler Murray is actually going to be returning back out there. You know, I miss seeing him out there. Him, Hopkins, all those guys. It's fun to see. And let's see. Hunter says, how about you? So 80s, he's an Eagles fan. He is a diehard Eagles fan. So, absolutely. As the old man says, what a play. Collins has been talked about in trades and getting cuts. He's trying to keep his job. And so, hey, when you make plays like that, you'll keep your job. You make plays like that. 80 says, watching the microwave, JB. Hey, this kind of stuff just happens. It just kind of happens. Again, we're still at the commercial right now. Seahawks lead this one 7-3, but Washington has the football at Seattle's 49-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 when we get back from the 2-minute warning. As the old man says, Josh McDaniels is a better offensive coach than a head coach, just like Matty P is a better defensive coordinator than a head coach. You know what? I agree with that. I'll agree with that statement. 80 says, Hunter, I like the Cardinals. I still wish Kurt Warner won that Super Bowl against the Steelers. Oh, man, what a Super Bowl that was there. Man, I was rooting so hard for the Cardinals in that one. I really was. I wanted to see, but, man, not just Larry Fitzgerald, but I want to see Anquan Bolden as well. I want to see those guys get that Super Bowl ring out there. And so that was a Super Bowl right there. That was a Super Bowl. And so there you go. Appreciate you so much. You say 2-minute warning. Absolutely. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know who you got winning this one. But here we go. We're back now for the 2-minute warning here. Let's see. 1st and 10. Heineke in the shotgun. Takes the snap. They're going to hand the football to the back. And so that's going to be McKissick on the carry. He gains about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up. You've got 1 minute and 45 seconds left to work with before the half. Again, Washington have all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 6 coming up from the Seattle 44-yard line. I'm sorry, 2nd and 5. They take the snap. Seahawks send 4. The pressure's all around him. And this time, they bring him down. He's unable to slip away from them this time. He loses 4 yards on the sack. So there you go. 3rd and 9 coming up. Washington's going to have to call a timeout here to make sure they call the right play on 3rd and 9. Let's see, Hunter says, from what Kyler keeps posting Thanos gifts on Twitter. And so Hunter says that means he might be back. And so, hey, that's good news for the Cards. That's great news for the Cards. I know last year was tough to watch Kyler Murray get hurt. He tried his best to finish last year, but he just wasn't there. When I did my projections for the year, I projected the Cardinals are going to be a playoff team. At that time, people were looking at me crazy, like, what are you talking about? The Cardinals going to be a playoff team this year? But they were one of the teams I projected to make the playoffs. I didn't know how it was going to happen because I thought the division was going to be much tougher, and I didn't know who was going to fall off. But it looks like the Seahawks were the team that fell off. But, yeah, I saw this one coming, and I'm happy for the Arizona Cardinals and where they are right now in the season. Meanwhile, Heineke throws the ball, and that's going to be incomplete. So 4th down coming up. He tried to go deep for Humphreys, and it was incomplete. So the Washington football team once again will have to punt the football. He felt the pressure that time, and he had to throw it up there, give his guy a chance, but he was unable to get the reception there. So that's going to be a punt for the Washington football team, but you still have time for the Seattle Seahawks to try to go out there and score before the half. Let's see, 80 says, JB Nation halftime show will be talking about Aaron Rodgers' toe. Oh, man. What a segment that would be. All right, so there's a penalty right now. Let's see what they're discussing in terms of the penalty. I mean, I feel like that penalty came extremely late. Like, it's so late. I'm wondering what could they possibly be calling right now. Wow. So what a penalty. They're going to call holding on the defense. That call came extremely late now. Someone was really late in throwing that penalty. I didn't see that penalty come up there until way late. So how about that? Just when you think Washington's about to punt the football here, they call a defensive holding extremely late, gives them 5 yards, but most importantly, it gives them the 1st down. So 1st down for Washington, 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 43-yard line, thanks to a penalty that's helping extend the drive. Again, Washington with 2 timeouts and 1 minute and 27 seconds to work with. But in order to make this count, they're going to have to get some points. Leslie Hunter says, reports are saying Christian McCaffrey will be out for the season. Yep, I saw that same thing. He's on IR. He's out for the rest of the year due to his ankle. So, yeah, better luck next year for Christian McCaffrey. Hope he gets a full recovery for next season. But that's a fatal blow right there for the Carolina Panthers. Absolutely fatal. All right, so let's see what's going on here because there's another penalty right here. Another penalty. Let's see what they call this time. All right, so holding on the offense and holding once again on the defense. So this time it's just going to negate. It's going to be offsetting penalties there. So we're going to act like that play never happened. So it's still going to be 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard, at the Seahawks 43-yard line. As the old man says, that was a really late flag. And so absolutely, I mean, it was so late. I was wondering, like, wait, what just happened there? Did some type of unsportsmanlike conduct or something come in? Because that was really late. And so here we go, 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. Logan Thomas goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. He takes a snap. Heineke's looking. Heineke throws it, and it's complete. That is Carter. Carter picks up 14 yards on the play. So there we go. Where are we at right now? Let's see. We've got about 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. There is a penalty, another penalty. So 3 plays in a row, a penalty. This time they're going to call a roughing the passer against the Seahawks here. So if you're the Seahawks, you're getting so many flags thrown on you. You've just got to go out there and get back to playing smart football here. Let's see what happened. Wow. And so let's see. Bengals report 18. Hey, what's going on with you, man? Thank you so much for coming through. You say Washington needs to win this game. That they really do. That they really do need to win this game, because if they can win this game right there, that would pretty much help them get a lot closer to the goals they had to begin the season. And so we'll see how things play out for them, but this could be a huge win if they can pull this one off for them. So absolutely. But, hey, congratulations to your Bengals for putting in work this past week. Meanwhile, out of the shotgun, they hand it to McKissick, and he picks up about a good 4 or 5 yards on the carry there. As the old man says, let the McCaffrey trade talk begin. Well, that would be something right there. I don't see it going that far, but I do think they need to bring in another back, perhaps see if they can bring back Mike Davis or something there to complement him, so that way he doesn't have to take on so much in terms of the workload, because it's obvious that right now he's at the point where he cannot continuously handle the workload and make it through an entire season. So it's just smart to bring in a lot more running backs and save him for when you really need him, because he's explosive. He can do so much for you, but try to take some of the weight off of his shoulder each and every game to make life a little bit easier, and hopefully you'll be able to keep him for the long run. And it doesn't look like the whole Mike Davis thing in Atlanta is working out, so I would target him, bring him back. All right, but here we go. 2nd and 7 for the Washington football team. 1 minute and 3 seconds there. Again, Seattle had just called a timeout there to save some time. Out of the shotgun, he throws to the back, McKissick, he makes one guy miss. He gets into the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Washington football team. So how about that? How about that? J.D. McKissick with the receiving touchdown, 10 yards in the end zone. So Washington now has the lead in this one. It's 9-7. Of course, they're going to attempt the PAT attempt. But, wow, how about that? You throw it to the back. Lyman did a good job of getting just enough of Jamal Adams so he didn't blow that play up. And then McKissick did the rest on that one to get into the end zone and give Washington their first touchdown of the game. Again, Seattle still has some time to move the football with 56 seconds and 1 timeout to try to see what they can do. But Washington, PAT attempt is up. No good. It's no good. It is blocked by Seattle. If he can take it all the way, they'll get the 2 points here. Wow. And so, my goodness, he takes it all the way. What about that? Wow, this is crazy. What a crazy play on that one. So the extra point gets blocked, and Seattle takes it all the way back, and they get the 2-point conversion. How about that? Wow. So just when Washington's thinking, man, we might go into the half with the lead, we scored a touchdown. It is indeed Seattle who gets the 2-point conversion off the play. Let me see that replay one more time. He went in there. He blocked it. Not only did he get the block, but he was able to pick it up and take it to the crib and get 2 points for his Seahawks. So what about that? How about that? You talk about plays that can change the outcome of a game. You go from an opportunity to go up 3 points to this being tied. Now we're starting to see why teams, when they're up by a good 9 points or something like that, they will take a knee on a 2-point conversion rather than kick the extra point. Now we understand why. This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy. Wow. Did not expect to see that happen today, guys. This is crazy. And of course, the great Larry Izzo, special teams coordinator. It makes a lot of sense now, but man, that is crazy. How do you block a kick on the PAT attempt and still run it back? You get the block, you pick it up, and you take it to the house. Look at that. What a play. What a play. Wow. That's a big momentum shift right there. That's crazy. That is crazy, guys. That is a play that you're going to see on SportsCenter for quite some time. What a play. Meanwhile, Washington will have to still kick the football off, and the Seahawks have 56 seconds and 1 timeout to try to take the lead. Let's see if we'll get a return here. We will get a return. Let's see the 10. He's at the 20 now. He's at the 30. He gets to the 30, gets tripped up to about at the 30-yard line there, and that's Dallas on the return there. So now the Seahawks will take over. Let's see, 1st and 10, they're at the 28-yard line. Ooh, it looks like for Washington, their kicker, he may be a little banged up. So, that's not good right there. Because in a game this close, you're going to need your kicker. No doubt about that. So the kicker was trying to run him down there. And yeah, you got to know when to step away. Like, you've got to know which battles not to fight there. You got to make one of those Teddy Bridgewater decisions not to go after the guy and just let it be in that scenario, because there's no way he was going to chase him down. Meanwhile, Wilson takes the snap. He throws it across the middle to the tight end there. And that's Everett with the reception. He picks up 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 coming up. 40 seconds on the clock. Again, Seattle's only got 1 timeout here. 38 seconds. 35 seconds. Russ takes the snap. He's looking. He throws it. Just throws it away there. So now it's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up with 32 seconds to work with before the half. Again, this is a golden opportunity for the Seahawks to try to at least get in the field goal range. Right now, they're at their own 36-yard line. We're all tied up 9-9. But how we got to this point, that is the crazy part, guys. And so, absolutely crazy. Who would have thought a blocked PAT attempt, ran back all the way, would be the result, and now we would be tied 9-9 right now. But let's see for the Seahawks. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Russell Wilson calling out plays here. Let's see what he's going to do. In the shotgun, takes a snap. They hand it to the back. And so the back, all they need is 2 yards, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So I expect Washington to burn a timeout and try to save some time. But it doesn't look like they're – okay, so I see the clock stop to 20 seconds here. So Washington burns their 2nd timeout here. And so now they're going to get an opportunity to get the football here and try to do something with these remaining 20 seconds here. Crazy turn of events. But you have to think, if your kicker is hurt right now, you're going to have to try to score in a touchdown unless you've got a punter that you're confident in that can come in and kick a field goal or something like that. But if he's hurt and bothered by that hamstring, then you got to wonder just what are the odds they can actually still make a field goal right now? So many questions. Let's see. 80 says that flag was late. The JB was for practice. Later than I was for practice. He was playing Madden. Hey, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. But again, it's about to be 4th and 1. Let's see what the Seahawks do here. Are they actually going to go for it? Okay, so we have the Seahawks out here. I wonder if this is just going to be an attempt to try to draw the Washington football team off sides or not. I wonder if that's what's going to happen here. Will they really roll the dice and take the chance that if they don't get it, Washington would almost be in field goal range? Or do they think that Washington kicker perhaps is too banged up to where he would not be able to kick a field goal? We'll see. But Russ up under center. Let's see what they call. Again, they've got 23 seconds to work with and 1 timeout. It looks like Russ is trying to draw him off sides here. 5 seconds left on the play clock. All right, so Seattle ends up calling a timeout there. So they did try to draw Washington off sides there. But, yeah, I figured they would have to be trying something like that because it did not make sense to take that kind of a risk right now when we're all tied up 9 apiece. Let's see. Bengals report says, facts, we got to keep the winning up. And so absolutely. Let's see. 80 says, TD JB's Washington football team. And so that was crazy, guys. That was crazy. They got the touchdown, but man, what a big block and then run back that was. 80 says the big man run. Oh, yeah, he was running. He was running. He was not looking to pitch that ball to someone else. He said, I'm taking it all the way there. And that time, he delivered the mail on time on that one. So the Seahawks about to punt the football. Nice clean snap. Punts on the way. All right, good kick there. Excellent kick there. And so, yeah, if I'm Washington, from that far back within my own 10, I'll probably just come out, line up in the shotgun, and do a draw or something like that. I'll probably just run this one out. But again, Washington's got 16 seconds left to work with, and we're all tied up 9 apiece in this one before the half. As the old man says, haven't seen someone run back a 2-point in a while. And so, yeah, it's been a minute, but it happened that time. 80 says, I haven't either, old man. That was awesome. It really was. Hunter says, I hate my graphic design teacher so much. What's going on with that, Hunter? What's going on with that? Meanwhile, they're going to go ahead, take a knee, and take this one to halftime. So when we come back in the second half, it's going to be the Seahawks who will get the football first to start the second half. But right now, we're about to start the halftime show. What a game it has been in this one. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen the return of Russell Wilson, the resurgence of Tyler Lockett. So if you're someone in fantasy football, you are absolutely happy right now if you have either Russell Wilson or Tyler Lockett. Just the fact that they look like they're returning back to form out there. Of course, he still hasn't found DK Metcalf yet in this one, and I'm a little disappointed about that, but he's got to find a way to find his boy DK out there. But Tyler Lockett has 3 catches, 96 yards in this one, including the longest catch of 55 yards. So he's been targeted 4 times. He's averaging 32 yards a catch right now for the Seahawks. And Russell Wilson, he's 8 of 11, 145 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions thrown in this one. Meanwhile, for Washington, Taylor Heinicke, 16 of 21, 120 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's averaging a little under 6 yards a completion. He's been sacked 1 time in this one. Antonio Gibson, he's been big for Washington, 14 carries, 42 yards, averaging about 3 yards a carry. He also has 4 receptions for 15 yards as well in this one. And you look at J.D. McKissick, he's got 3 carries, 14 yards, but he also has, when it comes to receptions, 3 receptions for 12 yards, including a 10-yard touchdown that he had earlier in this one, which was the only touchdown. But, of course, what we remember is after the touchdown, the block PAT attempt, and, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. But I tell you what is surprising, though, the fact that LSU is going to be hiring Brian Kelly. I mean, he's been such a stand-up guy down there at Notre Dame. Almost surprising to see him take this opportunity to leave Notre Dame, but it's a great opportunity for him down there at LSU. Let's see, old man says, kicker should have never gone after him. That could not only cost Washington football team the game, but his spot in the team if it comes down to the field goal or extra point. You're absolutely right. As a kicker, you must constantly make business decisions. So unless we're in the Super Bowl, unless we're in the playoffs or something like that, and by play, I mean, it's got to be one of those type of games when you give that type of effort and know that it comes down to that. But a play like that, your job is to get out of the way because you don't have a backup. You're the one position out there that we don't have a backup for out there. So if we lose you, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I mean, we're at the point where we got to call Chad Ochocinco out there and have him kick some field goals at this point. Jesse Hunter says he gave me a 0-1 multiple assignments because I did one thing wrong, like I missed a line. And so, oh man, I hate when professors are like that, man. Teachers when they're like that, man. I absolutely hate that. Absolutely hate that. Glad that is done for me. Absolutely feel your pain on that one. Most definitely. But here we go at the JB halftime report here. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pull up on my end some of the games to look forward to for next week in the NFL. Going to be looking forward to week 12 here and seeing how things are going to play out. So give me 1 second. 80 says, call Chad who? You heard me, Chad Ochocinco, formerly known as Chad Johnson. Absolutely. So give me 1 second here as I pull up the NFL schedule. All right, so let's see. All right, so now I can't believe it, guys. We're already at the point now where we're reaching week 13. Week 13. And so let's see. Hunter says, I might have to play over 9 hours of baseball this weekend. Oh, you got to rest up for that. 9 hours of baseball, man. That's going to take a toll right there, man. But good luck to you. Good luck to you. Absolutely. And let's see. Old man says the JB halftime show is way better than the NFL halftime show. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Absolutely. So I'll start with things first because, of course, the next stream that we do have on this one is going to be for Thursday Night Football, and it's going to be the first stream of December. And, hey, this might be a stream right here to remember. Let's see how things go. But it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys on the road at the New Orleans Saints. So let me know who you guys like in that matchup. The Cowboys on the road at the Saints. I personally, right now, I like the Cowboys. If I had to go a final score, I probably would go maybe the final score of Dallas scoring about maybe – I feel like Dallas might score about 26 points. The Saints might get about – I'll just say about maybe 13 points. I know they're going to try to mix things up. I think Taysom Hill, he might be going out there at quarterback or maybe something close to it. If not starting at quarterback, then at least getting some quarterback looks or something like that. So the offense might look a little different. Of course, if Alvin Kamara comes back, that can change things as well. I might go, I might go about 26 to 20. I'll say that 26 to 20 if the Saints are healthy. Let's see. 80 says 31-0 over the Cowboys. Oh man, 80s is just showing that he's definitely an Eagles fan here. He says the Cowboys won't even be able to muster up a point. I know the Cowboys, they're going to start to reduce some of the carries even more for Ezekiel Elliott because of his injury that he's dealing with. So we'll see more Tony Pollard there. So if you got Zeke in your fantasy football league, you're just gonna have to brace with that one, honestly. But aside from that, we'll see if some of the receivers come back and be more healthy there. Same with the Saints, though. We got to see how many running backs are coming back for them in the backfield because that'll obviously make a big difference in that one. But we've got a lot to determine between now and then. But since it's a short week for the Saints, we'll have to see how that plays out. Let's see. Old man says Cowboys 27, Saints 10. I can see that happening. All right, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, so the Indianapolis Colts, fresh off of their loss to the Buccaneers there, but outside of that, they've been playing pretty good football, and they're going against the Houston Texans here. Down in Houston, if anybody cares, it's down in Houston. But who you guys like in that one? I got the Colts winning that one 39-13 over the Houston Texans. I think they also hit a defensive score in that game as well. Let's see, Hunter says it's going to be a close game, but you say 24-21, and you've got the Saints winning over the Cowboys 24-21 in that one. Okay. And so, yeah, I really would have to see how healthy is their backfield going to look like for that game right there. Because if they have all their backs, if they can play Taysom Hill, all that stuff, it'll be ridiculous. Absolutely. Let's see. 80 says he predicts the Colts to win 35-20 over the Houston Texans. Okay. 35-20 since it's down in Houston. Okay. All right, so the next matchup here, aside from that one, again, that matchup is the Colts at the Texans. But the next one is the Minnesota Vikings on the road at the Detroit Lions. It's important to note Dalvin Cook will not be playing in that matchup there for the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be down at Detroit, and so we're going to see how Detroit does in that one. I still think Minnesota still wins this one, and I got Minnesota winning. Final score being – I'm going to go Minnesota gets 20 – I'm going to go Minnesota gets 27. Detroit gets about maybe 16, 27-16 Vikings over the Lions. Oh, what did I just press? All right, here we go. Let's see. So Hunter says The false hope for the Texans is running through my veins. I hear you. I hear you. All right. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We've seen so many upsets here that, anything literally is possible. This is the year where if there's a team that you want to root for, you can go ahead and throw them out there and probably make a pretty solid case for them, because this season has been extremely crazy, like extremely crazy. So 80 says that this is the game that Detroit gets their first win, and they win 17-14 again. I'm starting to think that 80s just wants to see the Vikings lose. They're anything to help his Eagles. He's rooting for it. So absolutely. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, this next one right here. The New York Giants on the road at the Miami Dolphins. And so Tua, him and Jalen Waddle, they've been looking really good. They've been looking very good out there. That combination has been looking extremely well. Going against the Giants here, the Giants coming off their upset win against the Eagles. Can they pull another win against the Dolphins? Let me know what you guys think. I like Miami in that matchup. Let's see. 80 says the Lions were robbed in Thanksgiving. And so, hey, it's not the first time they've been robbed. They were robbed by the Baltimore Ravens when Baltimore connected on that 66-yard field goal. Literally, who does that? Who does that, right? Hold on. I think I skipped one here. All right, here we go. So Hunter says Lions win 100-3. So he's going all in on Detroit in this one over the Vikings here. You guys got me double checking my phone to see if maybe I missed some type of key injury. Maybe Kirk Cousins got kidnapped or something like that, and he's not going to be at the game. But that's insane, guys. That is insane. Let's see. 80 says he's got the Dolphins winning 38-20. I'm thinking more along the lines of maybe Dolphins win 27-20. I'm going to go 27-20. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. 80 says, yeah, those are some crazy video game numbers. I don't think I've ever seen anybody make that much of a bold projection for Detroit. If somebody does pick Detroit, it's normally 3 points or something like that. But that is insane. Video game numbers indeed. Let's see. Old man says Dolphins 24, Giants 17. I like this projection right there. I like it. And so 80 says, I'm just saying, like the Vikings. I guess Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, those guys, they must be on strike, holding out or something like that. If it reaches 103, that's not good at all, man. That's not good at all. I can't think of a Vikings team that's ever played in the NFL any year as the Vikings team would give up that many points to a Detroit team. I just can't. That would be crazy. Let's see. Eddie says, I can't say the Dolphins quarterback name, but I like him. Tua Tagovailoa. And so, there you go. So he's a fan of Tua Tagovailoa. Okay. So I tell you what, though, that run game of the Dolphins is so hard to guess because, just when you think they can't run the football at all of a sudden you got their running back Myles Gaskins getting into the end zone and stuff like that. It's crazy. Let's see. Hunter says, it's Tua turn the ball over. I like that. I see what you did. I see what you did on that one. Man. And so 80s. Here we go, 80s. Here we go. Fine. I'll do it just for you, 80s. I'll do it just for you. There you go. Louisville. There you go. There you go. That old ladies. All right, but here we go. Next up, the Buccaneers against the Falcons. So far, it seems like all the games are coming up with Buccaneers and Falcons. A lot of these games, at least we know who the favorite coming into the game is for these matchups here. But Buccaneers on the road at Atlanta. I got Tampa winning that one. I'm going to go final score being Buccaneers score 34 points. Falcons get 17. 34-17. Buccaneers over the Falcons is what I'm thinking. But let me know what you guys think for that matchup. Any upsets? Anybody's got the Falcons winning that one over the Buccaneers? Speak now or forever. Hold your picks. Let's see. 80 says he's got the Bucks 21. He's got the Falcons 11. And they get a safety. Ooh. Yeah. I like my projection a little bit better on that one there. I think Tampa Bay's going to be able to go out there and get some points at least against this defense. But we'll see. We will see. Let's see. Hunter says Tom Brady owns the Falcons, and I expect the choke. So there you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Next up, we've got, and I know which direction 80s is going to go for this one, but you got the Eagles on the road at the Jets. Let me know your picks for that one. Looks like we're getting closer to coming back from halftime, so let me speed up a little bit here again. I'll have to pause it here and get through the rest of them when I get an opportunity. But yeah, Eagles at the Jets. Let me know your thoughts on that one. I got the Eagles winning that one. I'm going to go final score being 29 to about, I'm going to go 29 to 18 on that one, 29-18. Let's see, 80 says he's got the Eagles winning 38-10. 38-10. If that's going to be the case, 80s, I need to make sure I don't start Elijah Moore this week if that's going to be the case, unless he's the one getting that touchdown. Meanwhile, Washington's going to kick things off, and the second half is about to be on the way. We're going to get a return here from the Seahawks. He's at the 25, all the way to the 30-yard line. So we're going to get 1st and 10 for the Seahawks at the 30-yard line. 80 says 18. I figured I'd go with one of those numbers that you don't see every day and just go with 18 points. I was inspired by seeing this block kick return all the way for the 2-point conversion to where I feel it is now possible for a team to get 18 points. Don't ask me how that math's going to work, though. And so Hunter says Joe Flacco. I wish Joe Flacco was still out there quarterbacking. It would be so much better for Elijah Moore. But Zach Wilson is out there, so I got to be cautious with Elijah Moore, that's for sure. But there is a penalty, though. They did call a penalty. Let's see how far that's going to move him back there. It's going to move him back 10 yards, actually. So we're going to have 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Seahawks. All right, so it seems the Washington kicker is going to be limited the rest of the way. Here we go, play fake from Russell Wilson. He's going to throw it to the back. He picks up a yard out the backfield there, maybe 2 yards on the completion there. And so now we're going to be looking at 2nd and 8 from the Seahawks 22-yard line. Again, we're all tied up 9 apiece here, early third quarter. I'm not sure if I showed this one or not, but let's see. Old man said Eagles 24, Jets 7. Like it. All right, here we go. 2nd and 8. Wilson up under center. Metcalf goes in motion. They're going to hand it to the back, up the middle, and he gains about 3 yards on the play. So now we're looking at 3rd and 5 from Seattle's own 25-yard line. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 4. Let's see if the Seahawks can convert here on this 3rd down from their own 25-yard line. Tight end goes in motion. They've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Wilson in the shotgun, takes the snap. Washington sends 4. He throws it. It was a terrible throw. He was going for the tight end there. Incomplete. Russ just threw a bad throw on that one. They're going to end up punting the football here. So we'll get to see Washington for the first time come out here in the second half and see what they can do with their first drive of the second half. But Russ, that was a terrible throw. The receiver was literally right in front of you. I could have hit that pass. And, yeah, the receiver couldn't even get a hand on the football. It was so far off. Incomplete. Punts on the way for the Seahawks. Now Washington's going to get an opportunity to return this one. Oh, he muffed it. He muffed it. He muffed it. He looks like he recovered his own fumble there, but you cannot muff the punt there. Luckily for him, He recovered his own football. That's a dangerous play. Let's see. Old man says, what kind of throw was that? Hey, we got to go out there and show him how it's done. You know, you go out there and you be Russ. I'll go out there and be DK Metcalf, and we'll show them how it's done out there. Because it's the only way they're going to realize how stuff is done out there. But my goodness, that was just a terrible throw right there. I thought I was watching Baker Mayfield again. Jesse Hunter says there's been a lot of muff punts lately. That has been the case. Some muff punts and special teams mistakes, all that stuff. Absolutely crazy. I tell you what, there's been a lot of. There's been way too many penalties that's been taking place this season. I will say that a lot of penalties have been taking place. All right, but here we go. An opportunity to get back to the games that we were picking here. The last one I did was the Eagles and Jets. So who you guys winning? Cardinals on the road at Chicago. We're now in December to where when you play at Chicago, you have to start to wonder about that weather and stuff like that, you know. But I like the Cardinals here on the road, so I like them winning. I think final score is going to be I'm going to go – it depends on, you know, Kyler Murray and how healthy he is, but I got the Cardinals winning that one. I'm going to go final score being – I'm going to just say about 26 to 10. 26 to 10 Cardinals over the Bears. That's my score projection. And so you say 28. And so Hunter says Cardinals. And so Braden, thank you so much for coming through, buddy. Thank you so much for coming through. Glad to have you here. And let me know who you like in this game between Washington and Seahawks. But, hey, thank you so much for coming through, Braden 18. And you say Cardinals winning that one, okay? Let's see. Old man says 17 to 10 over the Bears. Okay, I believe if it's 17-10, that means that probably Kyler Murray probably did play, but he probably doesn't look 100% if they go out there and the final score is 17 to 10. And you know what? I mean, given how a lot of these quarterbacks have looked when they've come back from missing time, I could understand if he does come out there and have a little bit of a slow game, but I fully expect the Cardinals to go out there and get that W. Jesse Hunter says we can beat the Bears with our third string quarterback. So Hunter says he's extremely confident in his Cardinals. They can get the win regardless of who's quarterbacking. He says they can do it with the third string quarterback. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Washington football team, 1st and 10. Receiver goes in motion. They're going to play fake. He throws it. He saw Jamal Adams. I throw it too. But look at Terry McLaurin on the sideline there. And he picks up a good 20 yards on the play there. Takes it all the way to the Washington 47-yard line. And so now we got 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Excellent job by Heineke. He saw Jamal Adams coming. Way to float it up there. Get it to your receiver. Let him catch the football. And he did the rest on that one. Again, we're here in the third quarter. 12 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We're all tied up 9 apiece in this one. All right, but here we go. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. Curtis Samuel gets the football here on the end around, and he ends up picking up a good 4 yards. It's nice to see him being included in the offense here. Certainly, this could be an element that they certainly needed to have here for the Washington football team. This is, again, why we signed him, well, why the Washington football team signed him to their team. You think about how Carolina used him last year. You think about the coach they've got here. It just made perfect sense to bring him to the Washington football team. And hopefully now he'll have an opportunity to have an impact here in the last couple of weeks of the season. Here we go, 2nd and 6. Takes the snap. They hand it to the back, and that's Antonio Gibson. And Gibson picks up a good 4 yards on the carry. 3rd down coming up. So we got 3rd and 2 coming up. And let's see, Hunter says, we beat the 49ers and the Seahawks with Colt McCoy. And so that is true. That is true. That is true. There you go. You throw it, and let's see. Just cop out a receiver there, and that's going to be a 1st down there for the Washington football team. That's going to be a 1st down for the Washington football team. All right, so here we go, 1st and 10. Again, we're all tied up 9 apiece here in the third quarter with 11 minutes left to work with here in the third quarter. They play fake it to Antonio Gibson. Heineke has it. He throws it, and it's incomplete. The ball looked like it bit the receiver on the hand there, but it's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up from the Seattle Seahawks 43-yard line. Again, on this drive, 5 plays, 30 yards, about 2 minutes and 17 seconds in terms of time of possession on that one. He made the throw he needed to make. It was a great throw, but ultimately the ball was in his hands. That's a play that you have to make, and Carter knows that. Carter knows that. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Heineke takes a snap. Seahawks send 3. He throws it. It's caught by Carter. Carter picks up 9 yards before being brought down. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Washington football team at the Seahawks 34-yard line. If you're Washington, there's no question you're in 2-down territory because your kicker is banged up and you have no idea how far he can legitimately make right now. As we saw earlier in the year, the Colts, they struggled with their kicking, with their kicker when he tried to kick through an injury. So you just really want to try to score if possible. So they get the first down here on this carry, 3 yards by McKissick. J.D. McKissick with a 3-yard carry there. Let's see what he does here moving forward, but it's going to be a first down for the Washington football team. You look at the play selection here, 26 passes, 23 rushes. All right, here we go, 1st and 10 for Washington. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. He takes a snap. He's looking. He's going to throw it. It's Antonio Gibson. Makes the first guy miss, and he gets 11 yards and the first down. What I'm liking right now is that they're doing a much better job, I feel like, the Washington football team when it comes to how they're mixing up their running backs and all like that. Because before, it really looked like if McKissick was out there, it's going to be an obvious passing type of down. They just wasn't allowing, I think, Antonio Gibson an opportunity to get going. But now they're allowing both backs to really implement themselves into the game, and it's paying off for them. It is paying off for them. All right, here we go, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers, multiple tight ends, 1 running back. They hand it to the back. Gibson, run it. Gibson gets the first down before going out of bounds there. He picked up 10 yards and the first down. So now we got 1st and goal at the Seattle 10-yard line for the Washington football team. Again, we're all tied up, 9 apiece for Washington. You know that your kicker, he's pretty banged up here. So you're going to have to try to punch it into the end zone more than you do. And this is going to force you, if you have 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 1, you may just opt to just go ahead and go for it because you cannot risk missing a field goal, especially this close to the end zone. You want to come away with a touchdown if you're Washington here, especially right now. Now let's see, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, running back. Out of the shotgun, they're going to fake it to Gibson. Heineke's looking. Jamal Adams is in his face. He's just going to throw it out in the way, and I don't blame him. If Jamal Adams is coming at you, that's the right decision to make because he's not just looking to tackle you. He's looking to really hurt you. Let's see, old man says, like I said, that kicker could lose his job if this game comes down to a field goal or extra point. You're right. Fans we don't want to hear the excuse that he's hurt. We just want to know, can you produce? That's what the NFL comes down to. It's not your reasoning for it. It's can you produce? But let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see, Hunter says, apparently FedEx Field is leaking. So there you go. Out of the shotgun, they take it. They hand it to the back. That's J.D. McKissick, and he goes up there, and he gets a touchdown off the right tackle there. So look at that. Washington in the end zone for the touchdown. So give Washington football the lead here, 15-9. The question is, do they go for 2? Do they go for the extra point? What will they do? I think they're considering going for the 2-point conversion here. Let's see if they actually go for 2 here. But what a touchdown it was for Washington. Excellent drive and way to cap off that drive. And as Hunter says, a touchdown. So there you guys have it. It's currently 15-9, and we're going to see what they do for the extra point. Again, in case you missed it, their kicker got hurt trying to run back that last PAT attempt that was blocked. So let's see what happens. Washington has 12 consecutive failed 2-point conversion attempts. My goodness, that's the longest drought in NFL history. That's terrible. Let's see if they break that here. They give it to Gibson, and he is good on a two-point conversion. So Washington breaks their streak right there. It ends at 12 in a row without converting a two-point conversion, and they get the 2 points. So Washington leads this one 17-9 in this one. What a drive for the Washington football team, and what a game we have here in this one. Again, the score is 17-9, Washington over Seattle. When we come back from the commercial, it's going to be Seattle is going to get an opportunity to get the football and see what they can do here on their next drive. But what a drive by the Washington football team. What a play. All right, so let's see so far in this one how this one looks. Let's see. Seattle, I'll start with Washington on this one. So far in this game, Taylor Heineke, he's 20 of 27, 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's been sacked once in this one. For the running game for Washington as a team, they've got 25 carries for 93 yards. Antonio Gibson, he's got 16 carries for 56 yards, averaging 3.5 yards a carry. His longest run of the night, 10 yards. J.D. McKissick, he just capped it off in the end zone there on a 10-yard run. He's got 5 carries, 27 yards, along with rushing touchdown. And also when it comes to receiving-wise, J.D. McKissick, he's got 3 receptions, 12 yards, and he's got a touchdown as well. And so what about that? I kind of knew McKissick was going to have a great game because every time I start a running back, it's always the backup running back who goes out there in fantasy football. He gets a touchdown rather than my guy. So Antonio Gibson hasn't gotten to the end zone just yet, but McKissick has gotten in there twice. Let's see. So Braden says Gibson is an underrated running back. That is true. I know that he's been dealing with that whole shin injury the entire season, but he is just tremendous for this Washington football team, and definitely, he's a great asset to have. I like him. I like Terry McLaurin as well for the Washington football team. Those two guys. You add Logan Thomas as well, and so absolutely. That's why when I did my predictions for the Washington football team prior to the season, I had them going 10-7. Before the season got started. Obviously, a lot of injuries, a lot of things happened into which right now they're sitting at 4-6. But hey, if they win this one, they'll move to 5-6. They may not live up to my projections potentially, but it's not too late to try to become a playoff team. It's not too late, especially in the NFC. It's just not too late. And Antonio Gibson, if they get there, he's going to be a huge reason for that. No doubt about that. But while we're at the commercial right now, I'll go ahead and say another game here for you guys to let me know who you got winning that one. Let's see. All right, so how about the Chargers on the road at the Bengals? Who you guys like in that one? Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. 2 guys drafted in the same draft class. Let me know who you like in that one and your final score projection for that one. Meanwhile, we're coming back from commercial here, and Washington's about to kick things off on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return here by the Seahawks. That we do. Let's see. He's at the 20-25. He takes it to about almost the 30-yard line, so about the 29, 30-yard line. Again, we're here in the third quarter. 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. Washington leads 17-9. All right, let's see. Hunter says, I got the Bengals winning 30-24. Okay. Old man says he's got the Bengals winning 24-21. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Bengals love right now. Okay. And so the Chargers, they've been hit or miss. You just never know which team's going to show up and show out. But I'm projecting the Bengals to win 44-41. I think it's an extremely high-scoring game. We're going to see these 2 young quarterbacks go at it and light it up when they play each other. I think 44-41 will be your final score there. A high-scoring game, an extremely high-scoring game. I'm projecting that one. I think it's a bring-your-own offense type of game. Let's see. Meanwhile, for Russ, let's see. 2nd and 10. Russ up under center. 1 back in the backfield. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Receiver goes in motion. They take the snap. Fake it to the back. They're going to throw it to the tight end there. So that's Everett. He gets over a guy there. He picks up a good 7 yards on the play. So now we've got 3rd and 3 coming up for the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see. 80 says Bengals 38, Chargers 35. All right, so we're all expecting a close game here. Seems like everybody's got a one possession score out there. Like it. But here we go, 3rd and 3. Metcalf goes in motion. He's been extremely quiet today. Wilson takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it. Incomplete. Almost threw an interception there. He just refuses to look at DK Metcalf. I mean, it's terrible. I'm mad the trade deadline has happened. I should have traded DK Metcalf a long time ago. Wilson's just not looking for him. I should have been traded him when I had an opportunity. That's on me in fantasy football, guys. That's on me. I mean, he's not even looking at Metcalf. Look at that. He's even talking to Geno Smith. He's like, you should be out there right now. That's crazy. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are punting the ball. And it looks like, all right, so they're going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line for Washington. It makes no sense to me how you have a receiver like DK Metcalf, but yet you don't even try to get him the football. That makes absolutely no sense to me. None whatsoever. But yet you're the first quarterback to go out there and try to recruit someone like an OBJ to join your team, as if you're not even throwing it to the guys you already got. You throw it to one guy, Lockett. You don't even look at Metcalf. It's crazy. It's crazy because Metcalf could be that dude. He is that dude, but this dude won't throw it to that dude. So therefore, that dude can't make plays. That's crazy. That is crazy. But here we are at the commercial once again. Let's see. Hunter says, on second thought, maybe it is time for us to hang up the jersey. And so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I would think if I was playing quarterback, if I had a guy like Metcalf, that's someone that I would at least target a minimum of 8 times a game. I'd at least target him 8 times a game. But yet, you throw it to Lockett all the time. And I mean, I get it. It works sometimes, but you got 2 weapons. So it makes no sense to me. But yet you wanted OBJ to join you. If I was OBJ and you called me, I would have told you myself. I said, look, bro, you don't even throw it to who you already got in the team. So I don't want to go. I really don't want to join there and play third fiddle to Lockett. So no thanks. No thanks. The way he's acting out there, you would think that Russell Wilson has Tyler Lockett on his fantasy football team, and that's why he keeps throwing it to Tyler Lockett to try to get some fantasy points. I mean, there's no way to explain it, honestly. There's just no way to explain it. But let's see. So far in this one, though, it's going to be Washington football when we get back from the commercial. We're here in the third quarter, 6 minutes and 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Washington's up 17-9. But let's see. It's an opportunity for me to go ahead and put another game out there. So who do you guys like? The Jacksonville Jaguars going on the road at the Rams. Who do you like in that one? I like the Rams in that matchup there. I think it's a good time for them to get back in the win category. But let me know who you guys got in that one. I think final score of maybe like 27 to about, I would go 27 to about 12, something like that. Or 28 to 12, something like that. Rams over the Jaguars, something like that. As the old man says, I believe Russ and A-Rod will be traded in the offseason. I think it makes sense, but I think Green Bay is going to still be slow to do it. Meanwhile, there is a penalty already before that play can take off. There's going to be a false start against the Washington football team. Back them up 5 yards. Now we're looking at 1st and 15 for the Washington football team. Hold on, let me see. 80 says the way the Rams been playing, it's more so the way the Jaguars been looking as of late. So absolutely. Absolutely. I got the Rams, especially how the Rams looked against the Packers last time, losing 36-28. I like the Rams in that one. I like the Rams in that one. Meanwhile, they're going to hand the ball there to Gibson. He picks up 2 yards on the carry takes it all the way to the 22-yard line. Second out coming up, 2nd and 13 at their own 22-yard line. Again, we're here in the third quarter, 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Washington leads this one 17-9. Let's see. Old man says Rams 35, Jaguars 14. Okay. AD says Rams 24, Jaguars 14. Okay. All right, here we go in the third quarter. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third. Out of the shotgun, Heineke takes the snap. He throws it. It's caught by McLaurin. He picks up 8 yards on the play there. So now third down coming up. 3rd and 2. They only need 2 yards here to try to get the first down. All right, so Braden's got the Rams winning 28-17. Meanwhile, they're going to hand the ball to Gibson. Gibson does his best to try to get some yards here, but, I mean, at best, he might have got a yard out of the play. So 4th down on the way for the Washington football team. They're going to have to punt the football away to the Seahawks. Again, 17-9 is the score. Washington leading this one here in the third quarter. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the third. So now we're getting ready for the punt. There's 5 seconds on the play clock. Punt's on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return. Fair catch symbol, and it's caught. It is caught. So they're going to be at the 13-yard line here. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 13. Look at that. That's embarrassing. Just 0 targets for DK Metcalf. That is embarrassing right there. I don't get what you prove out there by not throwing it to your best receiver out there. Apparently, Russell Wilson doesn't know who his best receiver is, but it's ridiculous. You see him throwing it to all these guys. I mean, it's nice or whatever to get other guys involved, all that stuff. But you mean to tell me you can't even target DK Metcalf once in this game? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a quarterback that learned absolutely nothing. You saw when Geno came in, what's the first thing he did? Try to get DK involved in the game. I mean, that's the smart thing to do. Get DK involved. But I don't know what's going on. I feel like they really do have some beef going on at this point. I'm convinced Russell Wilson is not too fond of DK. I don't know what he did, but there's got to be some kind of beef going on. There's got to be. That's like playing basketball with a dude that won't pass you the ball no matter how open you get. He just will not pass you the basketball at some point. You got to look at him and say, look, bro, I don't know what I did, but we got to talk about this. Old man says free DK. There you go. There's going to be there's place for him in New England elsewhere. I promise you that. Let's see. Hunter says LA needs to win that game to settle themselves. They really do. They really do. So that's the perfect game for them, I think, to get back in the win category, start feeling themselves again, get that confidence back up, and that's the perfect game for them, especially at home too. Absolutely. Let's see. Braden says DK should get over 10 targets a game. He really should. He really should. It makes no sense. My man really should. It's like I said, he should get a minimum of 8, but that's on a bad game. On a bad game. On a regular game, this man better have 12 to 14 targets a game. And I'm not even kidding. This man he can win the 50-50 balls. He can go deep. He's got the strength. He's got the route running ability. He's got the attitude. He's got the playmaking ability that you want. It makes no sense for Russell Wilson not to throw him the football. 0 targets. We're here in the third quarter. Less than 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And you're not going to throw him the football? I mean, it's the quarterback's job to put the team in the best position to win. You cannot tell me that your best chance is always to only throw the ball to Lockett and apparently to Everett each and every time. Not when you have a guy like DK Metcalf out there. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but DK Metcalf should be the first target. If you're not looking at him first, you're not looking at the play correctly. That's how I see it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm commuting that to him. You know, you keep throwing it to these guys who's going to get you 4 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards. Throw it to DK. But we got the shotgun. Russ is looking. He throws it, of course, to the tight end. He doesn't even look in the direction of DK Metcalf. That's what gets me. He doesn't even look in the direction of DK Metcalf. Old man says N'Keal Harry, and a 2022 first-round pick for DK. Hey, I'd make it. I'd do it. I'd do it. If I'm the Pats, I definitely would do it. But here you go, 2nd and 4 out of the shotgun. Let's see Russ. He's looking in the pocket. He's going deep, and he throws an uncatchable pass there, incomplete. He must have heard my rant there. But he still didn't get his man the completion there. Here we go, 3rd and 4 coming up. Yeah, that's bad. You're just not utilizing your talents like that, man. I mean, you should definitely be getting a lot more from DK Metcalf. A lot more, man. A lot more. But here we go, out of the shotgun here. Takes a snap. Wilson's moving. He feels the pressure. He throws it. Almost picked off. And, of course, if I'm a defensive back, I am watching Lockett like a hawk because I know he's going to go there. And that time it was incomplete. They're going to have to punt the football here. So great job by the Washington defense to force the Seahawks to have to punt the football. Look at that. Almost threw an interception trying to throw it to your boy. Look at that. Kicks on the way. All right, no return on that one. So we're going to have 1st and 10 for Washington at their own 27-yard line to start this one. And let's see if Washington can follow up on their last touchdown drive here and what they can do if they can get another touchdown here or get at least a field goal or something. But Washington has the lead in this one, 17-9, here in the 3rd quarter with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the 3rd. Let's see. Old man says, Russ can't even throw to DK, yet he wanted OBJ. OBJ is a great player, but if he doesn't get at least 12 catches a game, he won't be happy. Seahawks better hope DK doesn't start pulling OBJ. I couldn't blame him. If he did. They hand it to Gibson, and Gibson, he's looking to run there, and he picks up 6 yards on the carry. 2nd and 4 coming up from the Washington 33-yard line. So I'm right there with you, old man. This reminds me of when Stephon Diggs was with the Vikings, and how he was not happy. And at least the Vikings were giving him a few targets, but he wasn't happy down there in Minnesota, went to Buffalo, and they're utilizing him correctly down there in Buffalo. So I feel the same thing could happen for a guy like DK Metcalf if he did indeed get freed and went somewhere else. Like, just imagine a team like the Raiders, they would love to have DK. Obviously, I'd love to see him on the Patriots and stuff like that. So many teams would love to have him. They hand it to Gibson again, and he goes low, picks up 3 yards. They're going to be a yard shy of the first down. Again, Washington is up 17-9. They're facing 3rd and 1 from their own 36-yard line here in the 3rd quarter with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. And so Michael, let's see, Michael says, hey, Mikey, Mike, and so what's going on with you, Michael? What is going on with you? How's it going? Who you got in this one? Let's see. They're going to hand it to the back here. And Gibson, it depends on where they spot it, but I think he's just short of the first. Yeah, 4th down's coming up. They're saying no gain on the play. So, wow, once again, when they needed it on 3rd and short, the Seattle defense came up big there for the stop. So 4th down coming up here, and Washington will have to punt the football once again. All right, punts on the way. All right, the ball's rolling there, and it's at about the 17-yard line of the Seahawks there. So the Seahawks will come out 1st and 10 for their own 17-yard line. So we'll see what Russell Wilson can do on this drive here. So far in this one, Russell Wilson is 11 of 18 for 160 yards averaging just under 9 yards of completion. He's got 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Good news is he was able to get Tyler Lockett involved. 3 receptions, 96 yards. That's the good news. Bad news is, though, he has not been able to get DK Metcalf a single reception. I am so glad I did not start DK Metcalf in my fantasy football league. So glad I took the route of Antonio Gibson tonight rather than DK Metcalf. Otherwise, I'd be so upset right now. Would not even be funny. That's the old man says, I agree. The only difference is I think Seahawks are going to pick DK over Russ just because with the lack of top-level quarterbacks in the draft, they could easily get 2 to 3 first-round picks. And so, hey, that they could. They hand it to the back. And so, let's see. Collins gets about 1 yard and a carry there. And so, meanwhile, for Seattle in this game, when it comes to running the football, it really has not been existing here. You've got Alex Collins. He's got 7 carries for 14 yards, so averaging 2 yards a carry. DJ Dallas, he has 3 carries, 4 yards. They haven't gotten anything out of the ground game, honestly. 10 carries, 18 yards, not even averaging 2 yards a carry. So they really have not gotten anything from the ground game. And with that being said, though, Russell Wilson, he needs to still step it up passing the football. But there you go, heavy set, one back in the backfield. Lockett goes in motion, play fake. They're going to throw it to the receiver there. And he picks up about 1.5 yards there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here. So 3rd and 8 from their own 19-yard line. All right, but here we go. 3rd and 8. There's 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Washington's up 17-9. Let's see if Washington can get another stand here on 3rd and 8, or will Russell Wilson be able to get the first down? You've got 3 receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Russ takes the snap. Oh, man, look at that. The pressure got to him quickly and brought him down for the sack. So Washington, they brought the pressure, and, man, did the pressure get there? Let's see. Michael says skins all night long. New to the show here. Love the play-by-play. Hey, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through here. Really appreciate you, man. Yeah, we do these play-by-plays regularly, so definitely do consider subscribing if you haven't already. But I appreciate you for coming through, buddy. And, yeah, we do these play-by-plays. We've had a lot of amazing play-by-plays this year. Believe me when I say we've had some really good ones out there. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter there. Washington is up 17-9 in this one, and they're going to be getting the football here as it's 4th and 12. The defense came up big again. 1 quarter left. It's going to come down to which team is going to be able to win this quarter, will probably most likely win this game. Seattle has not scored since the first half. The last time they scored came on a 2-point conversion that Washington tried to kick the extra point, but they blocked the kick and ran it back all the way. We must also remember that Washington field goal kicker, he is hurt. He did get hurt on that very same play. So we have no idea if he would be able to actually go out there and make a field goal. And if he can, just how far do they feel comfortable, or does he feel comfortable kicking from? We've got no idea. So we still have that factor to deal with. So all it takes is that if Seattle can find a way to tie it up, that'll make things very interesting. So it's going to come down to the defense for Washington, and they're going to have to continue to run the football. They've got 30 carries, 105 yards tonight, averaging 3.5 yards a carry on the ground, 1 touchdown. So absolutely they have to continue to keep that ground game going. That's helping the passing game out for Washington because Taylor Heinicke is 21 of 28, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, been sacked 1 time in this one. And so let's see. 80 says, JB, I'm feeding my dogs. It's all on you. And so, hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Listening to you. Gotcha. I appreciate the heads up there. 80s, no doubt about that right now. We're still at the commercial, guys. We're still currently at the commercial right now. And we're going to look and see when we get back here what the Washington football team, where they're going to start off with the football and what they'll do with it here. If they can find a way to go out there and add some more points here, that could be huge the way that defense has been playing. Because Russell Wilson, he has shown in the first half that him and Tyler Lockett, they still have a little something, a little magic to work with here. DK Metcalf's a no-show, but aside from that, though, Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett, you still got to watch out for those guys. Again, we're still at the commercial right now. When we get back, it'll be the start of the fourth quarter. Washington's up 14-9, but just made a stand. And so Seahawks would have to punt the football from their own 15-yard line. Again, for Washington, they're 4-6 right now. So a win right now would move them to 5-6. And so although it's not the start to the season that they wanted, they're still right there in the thick of things when it comes to competing for a potential playoff spot. So a win tonight can help them get that much closer to where they would like to be at this point of the season. Punt's on the way. Let's see if we're going to return by Washington, and we do. It's going to be Carter. Look at him go. And he takes it to about the 44-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line here. And let's see how things are going to play out here for the Washington football team that with great field position right here. All right, so here we go, 1st and 10. Again, we're in the fourth quarter now, 14 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. This is where games are won and lost. Let's see how things play out here. Heineke in the shotgun. You've got trips towards the top of the formation, one receiver at the bottom. They're going to fake it to the back of the shotgun. Now they throw it to the back. That's Gibson. He picks up about a good 6 yards up the middle there. So that's going to make it about 2nd and 4 coming up out about midfield. All right, here we go, 2nd and 4. All right, 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun. So out of the shotgun here. 3 receivers, one running back. They fake it. They throw it to Gibson, and Gibson, he's looking. Can he get the first down? Ooh, this is going to be close, but I think he's just shy of the first. He wasn't able to stretch and extend the ball. Let's see what they say. Favorable marking there, so they will say that he got the first down there. I think it was close there, but they gave him the first. So now he's got a new set of downs to work with. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 47-yard line. Again, that was a short pass to Antonio Gibson there for 3 yards before being pushed out at the Seattle 47-yard line. But here we go, 3rd and 1. Washington leads this one 17-9. Let's see, 80 says my AFC power rankings, he's got Titans 5, Colts 4, Bengals 3, Ravens 2, Pats 1. I like it. But I'm wondering, where's Kansas City? I probably would have Kansas City up there in the top 5, personally. But here we go, 3rd and 1. Let's see, old man says, just got NBA 2K22 for $30 on PS4. Not bad. I wasn't willing to pay $60 for it. There you go. Welcome to the party. Hey, that's smart, though. Get it for half the price, though. That is smart. But here we go, 3rd and 1. All right, he's up under center, one back in the backfield. Logan Thomas goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. They're going to hand it to the back here, and the back will be lucky if he got it back to the line of scrimmage there. But, yeah, he's definitely short. No gain there. And that was Patterson on the carry. Jared Patterson there, so on the carry. But he wasn't able to get the first down there, so 4th and 1 coming up here. Let's see if Washington rolls the dice on this one. I felt like there was a hole if he was able to cut back there early on. He probably could have got the first there, but it wasn't there. All right, so here we go. Looks like Washington's going to go for it. They're in the shotgun. 2 receivers, got a tight end and a running back. Heineke takes a snap. They're going to hand it to Gibson, and Gibson gets to the edge, and he's still running. Look at him go. Can he take it all the way, or they push him out of bounds? But, man, what a play for my guy Antonio Gibson on the play. There you go. But, oh, man, they're going to call a holding call. They're going to call a holding call. How you going to do that to my guy? Oh, man. Oh, man, they call a penalty. That means it's got to be holding. It's got to be holding. These referees, they're sure working hard to try to win MVP of this one. Oh, man, come on, man. Let's see. Braden says the AFC is wide open. That is a fact. There are so many teams that you can consider an actual Super Bowl contender. So many teams that are still in it for the playoff picture. So much stuff that can happen. A lot of key games in the AFC left to be played. So you're right about that, man. The AFC is wide open. The NFL in general is wide open. Absolutely. All right, so thanks to the penalty, Washington punts it. It's high. Fair catch is called there, so they're going to be taking over 1st and 10 at the Seattle 23-yard line. Let's see, old man says, Tony G putting team on his back and the Washington with the hold. I know, right? That is crazy. That is crazy. That holding call right there, that is crazy to have that call back. And I kind of figured when the play went on, I was like, oh, man, the referee might decide to call that, and they decide to call it. Gotta hate when they start deciding games there. But Washington defenses look pretty good in this one. We'll see if they continue that one. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, though, 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line when we get back from the commercial here in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Washington with an 8-point lead, 17-9. Absolutely. A great time to remind you, if you're someone that's new to watching for the first time or you haven't done it already, do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you haven't done so yet, leave a thumbs up for the stream as well. Appreciate you guys for joining me here for this Monday Night Football matchup between the Washington football team and the Seattle Seahawks here. And so Washington so far at home this season, they are 2-3 so far at home this season. So they're trying to get to 500 at home and reach 5-6 right now with an opportunity next week to try to get to 6-6. That's what the Washington football team is trying to accomplish here tonight. Again, Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Russ is trying to shake off all the rust he's got here. He's got to find a way. If Seattle wins this game, they're going to have to get a deep play from DK Metcalf or something. I'm thinking he's at least got to get a good 2-3 catches before it's all said and done to give them a chance, preferably 4 or 5. But he just hasn't been looking my man way all night long. Has not been looking his way. And to think that he wanted Odell on his team. I mean, Odell would be hot right now. He'd be extremely hot right now on the sideline, all up in Russ's face right now, saying, you're not even looking at me at this point. And that's the case. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, while we're here at the commercial, who you guys like next week between the Washington football team on the road at the Las Vegas Raiders? Who you guys like that out of that one? Washington versus the Raiders. That's going to be an interesting one, I think, right there between those two teams. But let me know who you guys like in that matchup. All right, so we're back from the commercial. All right, so here we go out of the shotgun. 5 wide on this one, so no backs in the backfield, 5 wide. Wilson takes the snap. He's looking. He's going deep. And his income, who the heck was he throwing to? Who was it? You got to show me a replay so I can see who was the closest Seahawks receiver on that one. I have no idea who he was throwing that one to be honest. All right, so are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He was at least a good 7 yards off from Metcalf. What is he doing? Wilson takes a snap. He's going to quarterback sneak here. And he slides forward, dives forward, picks up 12 yards on the carry and a first down for the Seahawks. I guess if you can't throw it, you got to run it. So he picked up the first using his legs. But here we go. 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. This is all on Wilson's shoulder right now. What will he do? Takes a snap. Fakes it to the back. Russ is looking. Russ is going to go deep once again. At least this time, it's within the area code of Metcalf this time. Incomplete. The defensive back had excellent positioning on that one, but at this point, Russ just said, I'm going to just throw it up there to make it look like I'm giving my man some targets at the end of the game. Nobody can say I didn't look for him. That's what he's doing. Oh, my goodness. He missed the guy wide open in the middle of that field. I'm noticing that. Now, watch Russ tries to target, I think that was Swan, 18. Watch he tries to target him on second down. Let's see. He does throw it to him, of course. And is that a fumble? That's a fumble there because that was a backwards pass, I think. That had to be a fumble. But, man, I mean, he's got to see it when it happens. I mean, Metcalf was open. He missed it. Now he's trying to overcomp for that. Swan was open. He missed that one. Now you try to make up for it here. You got to see it when it happens the first time out there on the field. That finger has nothing to do with your ability to read the defense. That's all on Russ there. Let's see. Hunter Scott, Las Vegas winning 21-14. Okay. Old man Scott, the Raiders winning 28-16 in that one. Okay. I haven't made up my mind, honestly, who I think is going to win that game right there next week. I'm still deciding. But Russ makes about 3 guys miss in the pocket before he gets sacked on the play. And he's down. The ball came out, but he was already down. And so he scrambled, picked up 4 yards. Seahawks will have to punt the football once again on the play. Old man says that Russ is seeing ghosts out there. So Braden says Washington football team 24-21. And so I'm not sure who I like in that one. It's probably going to come down to when I do my weekly picks before I decide in terms of Washington and the Raiders on that one. But whoever wins is going to be like 24-21. I just haven't decided who I got winning that one. All right, so the ball's rolling. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Washington at their own 13-yard line. Can Washington put together one more scoring drive here to give them a 2-possession lead? The way the defense has been playing, you get a 2-possession lead, you'll have to like your odds there. But it would be great for them if they can get into the end zone. All right, well, you probably got to get into the end zone because field goals right now is not looking too realistic for Washington. So we'll see what they do after the game in terms of who they bring in and hire to come in and play kicker, if this is something that's going to last beyond the next couple of days. But right now, definitely, they need to try to get a touchdown. They need to try to get a touchdown now. But all right, we've got time to pick another game here. Let's see. All right, so the next one. Ooh, I like this matchup here. The Baltimore Ravens on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you guys like in that one? Lamar Jackson coming off a game in which the Ravens won, but he threw 4 interceptions. But then the Steelers just basically went out there, and I thought this was a retirement party for Ben Roethlisberger last game because, I mean, the Bengals, they got in there and they did some work on the Pittsburgh Steelers last game. So who you guys like in that one? Ravens on the road at Pittsburgh. You know it's always a hard-hitting game when those two teams play. 80 says, forget the fact it's a rivalry there. He's got the Ravens winning 31-7 in that one. He says, screw the rivalry aspect of it. 31-7. Let's see, 80 says retirement party. I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, it really looked like it. For real, it really looked like it. 80 says, Big Ben looks so old out there. Yeah, I thought I saw the current version of Dan Marino out there for a second. Like, it just looked really – he just looked – either him or Terry Bradshaw. I wasn't sure who was out there quarterbacking, but it sure didn't look like Ben Roethlisberger. Let's see. Old man says Ravens 14, Steelers 10. Again, right now, we're currently still at the commercial, so we're not missing anything here. But when we get back, it's the Washington's got the football from their own 13, 1st and 10 after the punt, and they're up 17-9 here in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes and 56 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's see. Well, old man's got the Ravens winning 14-10. Okay. I'm thinking that the Ravens win probably 24-13. I'm thinking 24-13 over the Steelers. Braden's got the Ravens winning 24-16. Okay. And so 80 says, rivalry, Ben needs a walker. 80 says, hey, Dan Marino, some on. All right, here we go. Got a back in the backfield. That's McKissick. Samuels goes in motion. They're going to hand it. No, that's actually Gibson. They fooled me on that one. I saw the 4. So Gibson, he picks up a good 7 yards on a carry. He's definitely secured my victory in fantasy football this week. I'm very appreciative of him. I'm going to be moving to first place in my division in fantasy football with the team that I have him on. So I'm excited about that. Really happy about that because I'm beating the guy who's currently was in first place. So that's going to move me to that first place slot thanks to Antonio Gibson and his performance tonight. But here we go. Let's see, second down coming up here. 2nd and 3. They need 3 yards to get the first down. They got Gibson in the backfield. They've got 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen, got a tight end as well. They're going to hand it to Gibson. Gibson is being patient. He sees the hole. He picks up the first down for the Washington football team. So there you go, 1st and 10 at the Washington 24-yard line. And so speaking of which, while we're on the topic of the Washington football team here, I do remember there was reports that we will officially find out what the new name of the Washington football team will be sometime ideally early 2022. I wasn't sure if it was January or February, somewhere around that time frame. We should at least figure out the name of the new Washington football team's new name. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be, honestly. Here we go, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. They're going to hand it again, this time to Gibson, and he picks up a yard there. 2nd and 9 coming up from the Washington 25. So what I want to hear from you guys are what are some names that you guys would like to see Washington change their name to? Let me know that. Let's see. Braden says, Ben is like a tree in a pocket. And he's just about as old as a tree as well in that pocket. No lie. You would think that Ben Roethlisberger was the oldest man in the league right now sometimes when you see him. No lie about that. But here you go, 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun. Take the snap. Heineke's looking. He throws it. Logan Thomas with the reception there. Picked up 12 yards there. And a first down for the Washington football team. So there you go. That's how you move the football there. So now we got 1st and 10 from Washington at their own 37. Again, Washington is in the lead 17-9. So they're up by 8 points here in the 4th quarter. And they got about a little less than 8 minutes and 50 seconds to work with. I'm sorry, 8 minutes and 20 seconds now to work with. And so, but here we go. 1st and 10 for Washington. They're trying to get a second score here. And if they do, that'll greatly increase their odds to win. They take the snap. Play fake. Heineke's looking. Heineke feels the pressure. He throws it to McKissick. And McKissick, look at him go. He gets 6 yards before going out of bounds. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Washington football team. Let's see. Hunter says, can both the Ravens and the Steelers lose? They both have been playing like hot trash. So there you go. Let's see. Hunter says the Washington Wildflowers. And so 80 says, what about the Washington Skins? That's what we always call them. And so he had me rolling when he said Wildflowers, 80. That was, I was like, the Wildflowers. I have not heard that one. I mean, I've heard a lot of teams like, like Warriors and stuff being thrown out. I think they shot down the name actually for Warriors and stuff like that. I have no idea where their head's at right now, but we'll figure that out. Meanwhile, Gibson, though, picks up 7 yards on the carry, takes it to midfield. So there you go. Midfield so far in this drive, 6 plays, 37 yards, about 4 minutes to turn the time of possession off the clock here. Here in the 4th quarter, Washington up 17-9, and they're moving the football against the Seattle Seahawks defense. That's the important part for Washington. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Quarterback up under center, went back in the backfield. Receiver goes in motion. He's going to hand it to the back, and let's see. All right, so hand it again to Gibson. This time he picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the carry there. 2nd and 6 coming up, and Jamal Adams, he is celebrating like a guy in a video game where you just press the celebration button at random, even though he didn't make a play. Because I don't know why he's celebrating for it. The dude picked up 4 or 5 yards on the carry. That's not acceptable if you're the Seahawks. Let's see. 80 says the Washington Swampers. Oh, man. The Swampers. Come on, guys. The Swampers? Here we go, 2nd and 5. You guys got me really nervous now about what they actually come up with. Let's see, 3 receivers, 1 running back, and they're going to hand it to the back. And look at Gibson go. He picks up 17 yards, his longest run of the night, and that's going to be a first down for the Washington football team. 1st and 10 from the Seahawks 28-yard line, so they need another 28 yards to get into the end zone. Now, had their kicker not gotten hurt, they'd feel a lot more confident, like, okay, we're in field goal range. A field goal can extend this to 2 possessions. But now, with the injury to the kicker now, you still need to get into the end zone there, so that's going to actually play into the hands of the Seahawks defense if they can somehow get a stop here. Well, here we go, 1st and 10. 5 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Washington football team is up 17-9. They take the snap. They hand it to the back there. He picks up about a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. That was McKissick with the carry. 2nd and 9 coming up. You've got now 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. Seattle has all 3 timeouts. Washington has all 3 timeouts. Washington 146 yards on the ground in this game. Seattle only 34. That's been the biggest difference. And look at the difference in time of possession. Almost 39 minutes for Washington. Meanwhile, the Seahawks just over 16 seconds in the game in terms of time of possession. When you play like that, you wear out the defense, and it definitely benefits the run game as holes start to become bigger and bigger. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they hand it to the back there. Picks up about a yard on the carry. Let's see, old man says the Washington Warhogs. That is what he – you know what, old man? I like that. I like that. The Washington Warhogs, I like it. You know, that'll definitely pay tribute to being their nickname of the Hogs and stuff. And so Warhogs, I like it. Somebody hire old man and make him make this official. I like it. All right, but here we go. 3rd and 7. 10 plays, 62 yards, 7 minutes and 12 seconds in terms of time of possession. We're here in the 4th quarter with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here. 3 seconds on the play clock. Let's see what they call. He tried to snap it. Too late. Delay of the game. Too late. You have to be aware of that. Someone's got to call a timeout or something. You need those 5 yards right there. You cannot afford to do that, especially on 3rd and 7. You cannot have these kind of mental mistakes out there. You just can't have it. I'm looking at everybody on Washington's sideline, from the quarterback to the coach. Someone should have burned a timeout in that situation. Let's see, AD says, JB, just so you and all the NFC people know, Dallas Cowboys play in Irving, Texas. The New York Giants play in New Jersey. The Washington football team plays in Maryland. The Philadelphia Eagles play in Philadelphia. I like how you did that one, 80s. I like it. I like it. But here we go. Out of the shotgun. No backs in the backfield here. So you got 5 wide. Take the snap. Seahawks in 4. They throw it across the middle to McKissick. He gets some yards. He probably gained 7 yards there, but he's about a good 4 or 5 yards short. So that penalty ultimately ends up costing Washington an opportunity. You've got McKissick, who's currently down right now. Man, you see the offensive lineman there waving over for the medical staff there. Hope he's okay. But that is big for Washington. He's been such an excellent running back for this team, splitting carries between him and Gibson. I mean, he's definitely the guy that they have out there in obvious passing downs. He does so much for their team. So if they lose him to injuries, that's going to hurt a team that's really trying right now to find their zone right now this season. So the medical staff is looking at him, and that's going to stop the clock there. And when we get back from the commercial, we're going to have 4th quarter, 3 minutes and 33 seconds to work with. 4th and 4 is what the Washington football team is facing. They may very well end up going for it rather than to try a field goal. It may come down to, honestly, the field goal kicker, and if he feels like he's good enough to kick this field goal from this yardage there. We'll find that out. But, yeah, this is going to be a tough one here for Washington. Big-time decision when we come back there. We're certainly hoping that McKissick will be okay when it comes to that injury right there. And let's see, old man says that Tony G has been their workhorse. That is true. That is true. He has been the workhorse there. And so, especially early on in the season, yeah, believe me, as a fantasy football owner, I was paying attention to the carries that he's been getting. And so McKissick he's been that guy that typically they'll have him come in there a lot of times and obvious pass downs. He'll get in the end zone and stuff like that for them. I've seen it happen a lot. But yeah, definitely he's been that workhorse for them. No doubt about that. All right, so we've got time now for another one here. We're reaching towards the end here. We've got 3 more games. So how about the 49ers at the Seahawks? Who you guys like in that one? 49ers next week at the Seahawks. Obviously, we're watching the Seahawks here. We see what the 49ers have been doing. I like the Niners in that one. I think the Niners win. Final score being something like maybe 24 to about, I'm going to go 24 to 17 next week, 24-17 next week in Seattle. But yeah, that's what I got there when it comes to that matchup there. Again, 49ers at the Seahawks. And again, if you're just tuning in here, there's an injured player right now in McKissick right now. Medical staff is looking at him. But the Washington football team, they face a 4th and 4 from the Seahawks 22-yard line. Normally, that would be field goal range. However, due to their kicker getting hurt on that play, which the extra point was blocked, yeah, definitely. We're going to look to see what decision they make here. Do they still opt for a field goal? Will they bring out the punter to try a field goal? Or will they just go for it on 4th and 4? But right now, they're bringing out the cart for McKissick. So with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left to go, they're gonna have to rely on Antonio Gibson the rest of the way in the backfield to try to lead them to victory. All right, let's go. Let's see. 80 says, all right, so you've got the Niners 17, Seahawks 7. I like it. I like it. All right, so Braden says Niners win 28-23. Okay, 28-23. Old man says Niners 24, Seahawks 14. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. So we got time once again for another commercial. So that means we can pick another team. So what about the Broncos on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs? That's going to be Sunday Night Football. So that means I'm going to be streaming that game on Sunday between the Broncos on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs. I like Kansas City in that matchup there. I got Kansas City winning that one. I think Kansas City wins with the final score being, I'm going to go 31-17 over the Broncos there. I'm going to give them that one. 31-17 Chiefs over the Broncos. All right, so we're back on the field here. You see his teammates there, high-fiving him and stuff is a good sign there. He's going to be carted off. That just goes to show the respect that they have for him. All right, so let's see. 80 says he's got the Chiefs winning 27-20. Okay, 27-20. Okay. Hunter says Broncos 21-7. Okay, I like it. Bold, I like it. Braden says Chiefs 31-17. Okay, he agrees exactly with me. Meanwhile, Heineke takes the snap here on 4th and 4. He throws it, and it is caught by Carter. What a throw. What a gutsy call there, and what a gutsy play. When I first saw that throw, I thought he overthrew the intended receiver he was aiming for there, but I didn't know there was a guy behind him. And what a play. What a play that was. He saw the opening there. Good job. And that was close because Logan Thomas, he reached the hand up. So if he would have tipped it, that would have distracted him from getting into his own target there. But great play by the Washington football team there. And so, wow. Here we go at the goal, the 7-yard line, 1st and goal. Old man says 42-17, Kansas City. Oh, man, Kansas City, 42 points in that Broncos defense. Wow. Talk about some faith there, but I like it. Meanwhile, the carry there by Gibson there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see. Bobby Wagner looks like he might be holding his arm a little bit there. So now this is where Seattle starts to worry about the clock now. I mean, obviously the clock was already a concern, but with 2 minutes and 34 seconds, they burn their timeout here. That's going to be, I believe, their second timeout here. Oh, look at that. So Washington with a win tonight would jump all the way to where the Vikings are in the wild card spot. Look at that. Man, I wish Mike was on right now because Mike would just be talking bad about Washington. So maybe my projection for them to be a playoff team at the beginning of the season, maybe it's not quite as crazy after all. But here we go. 13 plays, 80 yards, 8 minutes, and 17 seconds in terms of time of possession on this drive alone. Carter goes in motion. They take the snap, fake it to Gibson. Heineke's looking. He scrambles. He picks up 2 yards before he slides there. So now we got a 3rd and goal situation coming up from the 5-yard line. Again, this whole field goal situation is absolutely big for them. But they said that they feel comfortable with him at least kicking an extra point. So this would be closer than your typical extra point if indeed they do end up having to go the route of a field goal here. But all Washington needs to do really is just score. Seattle just burned their last time out. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. They're up by 8. Any type of score will make this a 2-possession game and ultimately should be enough for them to win this game, especially how the defense has been playing. But what a drive. It's been 14 plays, 82 yards, 8 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. That's how you go out there and close a game. But ultimately, you still got to score. You still got to score. Let's see, Hunter says, early week 14 match, who do you think winning, the Bucks or the Bills? I think the Buccaneers will win that one against the Bills there. I honestly think Tampa Bay and company, they're going to be up for that game. I think the Buccaneers win that one against the Buffalo Bills. That's what I'm thinking. If I had to pick a score, I think Tampa gets about 31. Buffalo gets about 23. In that one, 31-23. Meanwhile, they're going to hand the ball to Gibson. Look at Gibson bouncing off a guy. He gets shoved out of bounds, though. But, man, he picked up a hard 2 yards on that one. So now we're looking at 4th and goal from the 3. What will Washington do? They ran out of bounds there. So what are they going to do here? But there is one final game to talk about, guys, and this is ultimately what I think is the game of the week next week. The New England Patriots on the road at the Buffalo Bills. Let me know who you guys like at that one. Obviously, I got the Patriots winning that one. I think final score being Patriots. I'm going to go 24, Buffalo 22. 24-22. Pats over the Bills. But here we go. 4th and goal. Heineke takes the snap. 5 wide. He's moving. Oh, wait, they're going to stop the play. That's a late stoppage of play here. What are we doing? What are we doing? So we get a timeout here by the Washington football team, their first timeout of the game. I mean, but this close, though, can you really not trust the kicker to make it this close, though? I mean, they said that they could consider extra points. This would be closer than your typical up-to-date extra point. So I probably would consider kicking the field goal unless they really believe that he cannot kick at all. Let's see. Old man says Patriots 27, Bills 17. And so, okay. You know I like that one. I would love for it to be 27-17. I like your score projection better than I like my own. There we go, 4th and goal. You've got Carter going in motion again. You've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. They fake it to the back. Heineke's looking. He may need to scramble. But he throws it, and it is. Is it caught? Is it a touchdown? Referee signals touchdown for the Washington football team. And if so, that's the icing on the cake. So look at that. Logan Thomas with the 3-yard touchdown reception. That's how you come back from an injury and all like that. Now, of course, they're going to review it because at first glance, I thought it was incomplete. But let's see. I can't see from that angle thanks to Carter. So he did an excellent job of blocking the view on that one. Let's see. Braden says, Pats 27-14. I like it. I love it. And so Hunter says TD. Yeah, I'm watching the replay again here. Let's see. It's close, so not enough evidence to overturn it. That's what I'm thinking. So there you go. Let's see. 80 says, JB, how is this a blowout? I'm going to tell you exactly why it's a blowout. Because your boy Russell Wilson refuses to connect with DK Metcalf for some reason. I bet he's doing the same thing in practice. Not even throwing the ball to DK at all. And so when you get to the game, he can't throw it to him. I mean, he's just not looking like the Russ that, he normally looks like. This doesn't look like Russell Wilson to me. It still doesn't look like Russell Wilson out there. So that's why you have this situation here where if this stands, Washington will be up 23-9. So absolutely. Let's see. Hunter says Bills 24-21. Mike would be happy about that. So there you go. So 80s, but yeah, 80s. I mean, that's what's happening out there. Seattle offense is just not being able to move the football. So the referee is still looking right now. Let's see. Hunter says, you think this is DK's last season as a Seahawks because of Russ? I don't think so. I think if anybody moved, I think it would be Russell Wilson at this point. I mean, I think there's some stuff going on right now where obviously it's clear he's not happy. And then after having a season like this, there's so many assets you can get for trading a franchise quarterback like a Russell Wilson. It will help revamp the rebuild here. And so I could certainly see them trading Russell Wilson. Obviously, last year, there was some links to some trades there. And after having a season like this year, I could definitely see them being more open to the idea of trading him. And I think they end up trading him before they end up trading a guy like DK Metcalf. That's what I'm thinking. Wow, I don't know what kind of angle that referee had. He must be having an angle that they didn't show us, but he felt it was strong enough to overturn the call. So therefore, you're going to take the points off the board. I don't know if that referee grew up a Seahawks fan. I don't know. It's a possibility. But ultimately, there you have it. Let's see, 80 says 30-17, and so he's got Bills in that one. And so 80 says, wow, JB, they reversed it. Yeah, I'm surprised that they reversed it there. I am surprised. But, hey, let's see what the Seahawks do. You know what we like to say on this channel, 80s? JBOT. JBOT. Will we get some overtime here? That depends on Russell Wilson. Let's see what Russ can do here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to go. The only thing that's going to stop the clock here, besides an incompletion or going out of bounds, is going to be the 2-minute warning. So let's go. Wilson takes a snap. He throws it, and it's caught there by the tight end. That's Everett. He picks up 12 yards on the reception before going out of bounds there at the 17-yard line. I'm sorry. And so we're going to get 1st and 10 here for the Seahawks. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Washington up by 8. It's going to come down to the Washington defense to get a stand. Russ takes a snap. He's looking. He throws to the back at the backfield. Back goes out of bounds there. Picks up about 2 yards on the play. Let's see. Hunter says, if free agency signing can happen, then sign a meme like Trace McSorley or Nathan Peterman. Hey, Nathan Peterman is loved on this channel here. I know 80s and I know especially Mike loves him and all like that. But yeah, they love them some Nate Peterman. Meanwhile, the completion there to Dallas there, he picks up about a good 4 yards on that reception there, but it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So just 2 minutes left, 2-minute warning, a pure 2-minute warning without any timeouts to work with for Russell Wilson. Can he come through here? Can he come through? Yes, 80 says that JB called OT. Let's see. Hunter says, if you go out there, go out with a laugh. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Absolutely. Good old Nathan Peterman. But yeah, right now we're currently at the commercial here. 2 minutes left to go. Washington is up 17-9. They had a touchdown, but the referee overturned it, and it was 4th down. So it ended up being the Seahawks football. Now they've got 2 minutes to work with, but no timeout. So they cannot stop the clock. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And so Braden says Russ needs to cook now. And so, hey, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it. If it doesn't happen now, a lot of guys just aren't going to eat in this game. I still cannot believe my man DK Metcalf does not have a reception so far in this one. I just can't believe it. Cannot believe it so far in this one. I know it's not over yet, but I still can't believe it. Meanwhile, we're still here at the commercial here for the 2-minute warning. But what do you guys think? Do you guys believe that Russell Wilson can drive them down there and score the touchdown and possibly tie this one up? Or do you think the Washington defense is going to stand firm, make the play here? It is 3rd and 6 here. Will the Washington defense make the play, get the ball back to their offense, and ice this game? Let me know what you guys think. Will Russell Wilson be able to pull this one off? Hunter says a firm no on that one. So Hunter doesn't believe so. I got to say, I'm siding with the Washington defense on this one. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson has just shown me, he hasn't shown me anything the last couple of games here to believe that he can make this happen here. They should be thankful for the 9 points they've got right now. Otherwise, they would have just 7 points. If it wasn't for that extra point thing, this game would already be over. But it's not over, so we'll see if Russ can come up. So he's got the talent. He's got the ingredients to cook something up, but he just hasn't been cooking. I mean, I don't get it. The man has a 5-star meal, but yeah, he's been eating ramen noodles, nothing wrong with that, all game long. So I just don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But here we go, 3rd and 5. Let's see if Russ can get it together. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers towards the top of the screen. Washington look like they're going to send some pressure here. Takes the snap. They do send pressure. Russell throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. There's a penalty. There is a penalty. Wow. A penalty. Look at that. Look at that. You know what? You know what? I almost forgot the referee can step in and make it out and change the outcome of this game. He's going to call defensive pass interference. I was under the impression for a defensive pass interference, the ball must first be catchable and all like that, because there was no way he would have caught that interference or not. Russ threw a horrible pass on that one. So for you to throw that flag right there, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You are literally the only hope right now for the Seahawks right now. You are more effective in this game than DK Metcalf has been for the Seahawks right now. That is a shame right there. That is a pure shame right there. But here we go out of the shotgun. 3 receivers on the play, 1 tight end, 1 back. Russ play fake. He's looking. He's moving. He gets hit. Don't fall on him. Don't fall on him. Don't fall on him. You know they're going to call it. All right, there you go for the sack. 2nd down coming up. Can't believe that. The referee's doing everything they can out there. But the Washington football team still gets the sack. They're doing a hurry up here. 2nd and 19. 4 receivers, 1 running back. Russ takes the snap, throws it to the back, and let's see what Dallas can do. Dallas picks up a good 13 yards across the middle here. We've got 3rd and 6 coming up. Again, Seattle cannot stop the clock. They got no timeouts, so they just got to hurry up. And since it's 3rd down, they're going to want to try to get a pass off and get the 1st down here. All right, let's see Russ. He throws it. And is it the first completion for DK Metcalf here? It is. It is. That's going to be a 1st down there for the Seahawks. He finally connects with DK Metcalf. All right, let's see. Meanwhile, we've got Collins down right now for Washington. Medical staff's looking at him. Let's see. Old man says Washington football team defense will stop him. And let's see. 80 says, JB, you will see a touchdown by Russell. I will have to see that one. I will have to see that one. Braden says no. Okay. 80 says 5-star eating noodles. And so let's see. 80 says flag JB. Braden says refs trying to win MVP this year. They really are. They really are. Speaking of MVP, at this point of the season, who do you guys have for the NFL MVP in your opinion right now at this point of the season? Who's been having the best MVP caliber season? I know early on, a lot of people were saying Tom Brady and stuff. Where do you guys stand right now in terms of the MVP? Did Jonathan Taylor perhaps creep up there in the votes? You guys let me know. Here we go, 1st and 10 out of the shotgun for the Seahawks. Russ takes the snap, fakes it to the back. Russ steps up, feels the pressure, throws, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up from the Washington 43-yard line. Not only do you see Russ getting up, you see 2 linemen for the Seahawks getting up. The Seahawks really do in the offseason need to focus on rebuilding that offensive line. Do it with first-round picks. You cannot just make a trade for one guy and expect for it to be solved. Let's see, old man says defensive pass interference. Man, these refs bailing out Russ. Meanwhile, let's see. Wilson throws it. It's caught by the tight end. He's been working him a lot today. He gets about a good 3-4 yards on that one. They're going to have to hurry up, though. Here we go, 3rd down once again. 45 seconds left in this game. The clock continues to run. 3rd and 6 out of the shotgun. You've got 3 wide receivers, running back. Wilson takes a snap, throws it to the back. And that's going to be a 1st down. Picks up 7 yards on the play. 30 seconds left in this one. They're going to have to hurry up. Here we go, 20 seconds. Wilson, he throws it, going deep. And it is caught by Swan in the end zone there. So that's going to be a touchdown for the Seahawks. How he got that wide open, I'll never know. But even more impressively is the fact that Wilson actually hit him open in the end zone. So there you go, a touchdown. Looks like 80s was correct on that one. Let's see, Hunter says, ref ball at its finest. 80 says, is Russell trying? Braden says, finally got it to him. And so 80 says Jalen Hurts MVP. Oh, man, there goes the waste of a vote. A waste of a vote. Old man says Tom Brady or but Taylor. Picking up some steam. Okay, bet. And so 80 says, JB, I called it. Says TD, I called it in your face, JB. And so I hear you. But here we go, the 2-point conversion. If they don't get this, then it doesn't mean anything. They're going to pass it. He's looking. You know he's going to look for Lockett there. And it's picked off. It is picked off. The 2-point conversion is no good. So Wilson, when they needed him to come through the most, failed on the 2-point conversion there. So that's going to be it. Barring a miracle from an onside kick and then another miracle on a Hail Mary or something like that, this game is a wrap. The Washington football team will move into that final spot of the playoff seed, at least for right now. But, man, what a defensive play on that 2-point conversion. They were ready for it. I mean, in that scenario, why do you make that throw, Russ? Why do you make that throw? I mean, who they got quarterbacking, Russell Wilson or Russell Westbrook? You tell me. Wow. Let's see, 80 says Burrow. Okay, so Burrow. Okay. Let's see. Braden says Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady will be at the top of my list. So there you go. I like. I think it's really right now between Jonathan Taylor and Tom Brady right now. But I really feel like Jonathan Taylor has really caught some ground there. It did not help him to lose head-to-head to Brady like that. But, hey, there's plenty of football left. And if the Colts keep playing like they're playing, they get to the playoffs there. Would not be surprised if Jonathan Taylor comes away with this one. Let's see. Braden says, oh, for right now. So gotcha. All right, so here goes the onside kick attempt. Oh, look at that. It looks like the Seahawks recovered the onside kick. So, wow, look at that. Russell, look at that. The Seahawks recovered it. What in the world happened? The first guy, he went to try to grab the ball, but it bounced right over him. Wow. But of course, the referees want to discuss it. But yeah, that ball bounced over him. He got low thinking the ball was going to be a low bounce, but somehow it got some air at the last second, went over him. He missed it, and it was picked up by the Seahawks. But the referees are still discussing. Ooh, what about that? So they call a penalty for illegal formation on the kicking team. So how about that? Wipe that away. Take away that play right there for the Seahawks. I know Seahawks fans, they are right now sick to their stomachs with that penalty. This referee's getting no love from anyone. So, wow, how about that? So now, thanks to the penalty there, that was a big-time penalty. I'm telling you, the referees have been heavily involved in this one. Wow. Oh, man, says Rusty and Ghosts. 80 says King Henry MVP. Oh, man, we missed Derrick Henry. Says what happened. And so, yeah, that onside kick, it was a good onside kick attempt. But apparently the formation, the legal formation, if they had the right formation, it'd be Seahawks football right now. Oh, my says that's crazy. That is wild. Absolutely. That was one heck of an onside kick. I've been trying to master that myself on Madden. Have not been able to master that. But, man. So now they have to do it again. All right, so they run the same play this time. Ooh, oh, it was almost, I felt like it was a possibility the Seahawks could have gotten that one, but Washington recovers it, and that's game. Checkmate. There it is. The Washington football team will win this game against the Seattle Seahawks. Very disappointing for them, but ultimately, that's how the cookie crumbles in this one. Washington gets the win that they needed, and now they will be holding that 7th spot when it comes to the NFC playoff picture right now, which means if they can just continue to win out, they certainly control their own destiny. As the old man says, the ref gives, the ref gives us, and the ref take us away. I like it, old man. I like it. Meanwhile, Heineke takes the knee, and that's it. Washington officially wins this one 17-15. And so there you go. That was our GMC referee moment of the game. We're going to start giving them their moment right there. They changed the outcome of this game. They ultimately tried to flip the game a couple times, and they decided in the end to give Washington this one here. But here you go. Washington gets the W 17-15. There you go. The Seahawks lose again, dropping to 3-8. Let's see. 80 says, great stream, JB. Thanks for doing it. Thank you guys for joining, man. Really appreciate you guys so much, man. Really appreciate you guys. And so let's see. Hunter says, when you reach 2K subs, you should make YouTube memberships. And so you know what? That is actually a great idea right there. Most certainly. Most certainly. Definitely going to be aiming to get that. Most certainly. But I appreciate that and appreciate you. Thank you for coming out, guys. Really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week there. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again on Thursday. That's going to be the next stream there, Thursday Night Football, for that matchup there. Certainly looking forward to it, guys. You guys take care. Have a great night. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week as well. And see you guys hopefully on Thursday. Old man says another great stream. JB, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're getting that much closer, guys, to playoffs, man. We're about to start week 13 coming up. The NFL season is just flying by, guys. Hope it slows down just a little bit so we can continue to enjoy this season. And let's see, Hunter says, great stream. And so Appreciate that. You say Saturday I might not be able to make it. And so, hey, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Definitely once I put my streams up, I usually put them up Wednesday. If not Wednesday, then sometime Thursday. So you'll be notified of my streams. But it'll be Thursday night football. It'll be Saturday. I'll pick a college football game to stream. Sunday night football again and Monday night football again. Just whenever you can make it, very much appreciate it. But absolutely appreciate you. You take care. Everybody take care. Have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, but you guys take care and see you guys next time.